in a live seller. The seller's not going to be on a phone call. The seller's actually going to be on a Zoom with us. And I'm also going to have a licensed real estate agent to join this Zoom as well. So you're going to see multiple faces. And I want to catch you up to speed on exactly where we are so that you guys aren't confused when we get into the conversation and that you guys all understand what we're going to do today as well. So again, for those of you guys who are new to me, maybe you've just followed me on Instagram. My name is Pace Morby, and I have about, I don't know exactly, I have about 2,100 rentals in my portfolio between RV parks are kind of my main focus, mobile home parks. Okay. We've got a ton of multifamily out of that, 2,100. I think about 1,000 of that is multifamily. I just got another big $20 million multifamily deal under contract today. In this portfolio, I have 300 single family homes. So I've done a lot of single family houses. The houses I live in are all creative finance. And what this means is that I buy all of these properties without a bank. I buy all these properties without credit. And I buy all of these properties without any money out of my pocket. And today we have a seller that is handing the keys to their house over to me with no money down. I'm giving them no money down. And they're letting me take over their payments that I could either A, wholesale this deal. I could just sell the contract to somebody else for $20,000. B, I could have my parents live in this house or somebody else I know. Or C, I could turn this into some sort of rental and make more income than the payment is going to take me, right? So I'm taking over the seller's payment without a credit check, without bank approval, any of that kind of stuff. How many people feel like you've maybe heard this a little bit, but you'd like to see exactly how it works? And you came in here today to actually get that value today. Cool. Also, I've been doing this long enough that, you know, you get a big enough brand. We had a TV show on A&E. I have the number one creative finance book ever written. So you do cool things. And what happens is people are like, that's not real. That sounds like a scam. That sounds fake. That sounds whatever. And so I've really grown used to just having to show people the real deal and actually bring sellers and the paperwork and all of those types of things into a real scenario. So let's go through for the first little bit and talk about where this lead originally came from. For those of you guys that don't know, okay, Bruce Berlin says, in such a deal, is a credit check useless? Yes, a credit check is useless. What do I need a credit check for? What do I need a credit check for, Bruce? At all. If somebody wants to get my book, you can go buy it on Amazon. It's a $16 book. I think we have something like, I don't know. I think we have like 4,000 or 5,000 5-star reviews. The book crushed it, did really, really well. Not important to this conversation. Let's stay on target. Okay. I'm going to pause the side check because you guys are wild. Okay. So here's what we're going to do today, and then we'll go into where this lead came from. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm updating you on where this lead came from so that when she comes in here, her name is Melissa. When she comes in here, you're not surprised on who it is, why she's here, etc. Second thing that we're going to do is I'm going to then bring in Shelly, who is on Team Pace, and she works on my team, and she is a transaction coordinator. They are critical to what I do. Okay, we'll bring her up here in probably, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Third thing that we're going to do is the seller, Melissa, and her real estate agent, David, are coming up here. And they're going to ask me questions about the transaction. Now, we are jumping onto a little bit of a moving train. And so I want to make sure that you guys get something highly valuable. And I catch you up all the way. Okay. I'm going to catch you all the way up. And I will email this to everybody that registered for the webinar. And I'll give this incredible, incredible playlist for everybody. Check this out. So my first call with this agent, the recording's right here. I will email that to you. My first call with the seller and the agent was shortly thereafter. This is the recording for that. Me breaking down the deal for the people I was on a Zoom with and answering questions that goes on for a few hours. That recording's there. Me then talking about this deal on a Zoom, and then me driving to the property, like a selfie video while I drive to the property. And then something that I don't think anybody's ever done before. I'm literally giving you everything step by step. It's kind of wild, to be honest. Let's go in and I'll show you this. And I'll show you, this is also a video that I'm going to give you guys. I bet you nobody's ever done this for you in your entire life. I've done this for my SubTo community a lot. So this is me the other night. I had the real estate agent hold the camera and I walked through the contract step by step. Does anybody feel like this is probably one of the most valuable videos you could ever watch? Is that this is not me doing a YouTube video about what does a contract look like? This is literally me in the appointment for an hour and 10 minutes, walking through every single piece of a contract. And the agent is holding the cell phone and the sellers are standing next to me. Have you guys ever gotten that kind of value in your entire life? Okay. Well, just remember this, tattoo this on your brain. Say, you know what? Pace has done more for me than even my own best friends. You know, Pace might just be one of the best friends I've ever had. And so here you go. I've got that recording as well. And then yesterday I broke down the deal, what I'm going to do with the deal, et cetera. And today, this is what I told Melissa in that appointment that I'll give you guys all those recordings as well. Okay. I told Melissa, I said, Melissa, I don't want you to sign this contract with me unless you come back to me, because she was like ready to sign. She's ready to hand the keys over with no money down and all that kind of stuff. But I said, and you guys will see in the recording, I go, I'm not going to let you sign this contract unless you and I have a conversation about more questions. It was getting late at night. It was about 8:15 at night. And so I just didn't feel right making her sign a contract when she's tired, right? I want to make sure that she's of sound mind and she's not tired and she's not just signing because I'm a good salesperson. So I asked her to come back today and she says, no problem. I'll be here at 3:15. A couple of minutes ago, she sent us a text and she'll be a little bit late. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys where these leads come from. And what we're going to do today is we're also going to, after Melissa and David ask questions and I answer these questions, this will get added to that cool little playlist. The fourth thing that we're going to do today is I'm going to give you leads that cost me money. I'm going to give you leads that cost me money. I'm going to spend probably I think we're going to spend about $1,500 on you today out of my pocket to give you leads. Then the fifth thing I'm going to do is not only am I going to give you the leads, but I'll give you some instruction, okay, on what to do with these leads, okay? Give you some instruction. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. And I'll then at the end of the day, this will be the last thing we do. It'll be probably about 5:30. So we're going to go about 2.5 hours today, and I will give you some homework. And then tomorrow, we are back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. PST, and we will go probably another 3 hours tomorrow, maybe even a little bit more, because we're going to do a lot of Q&A tomorrow. Okay. Does everybody feel, you guys like it when I kind of lay out what we're going to do today and give you a good understanding of why you should stick around and why this 2.5 hours is a good investment for your time? Okay, cool. I know everybody's very busy. You've got kids, you've got spouses, you've got jobs, you've got hobbies, you've got all these things. And so today I actually have a gentleman today on my team that is going to come in. His name is Austin. You guys will meet him. You'll meet Austin today. Austin has already pulled about 150,000 leads for you guys. And we are going to make sure you get those on the live today. We're going to divvy those out. We're putting them on a Google Sheet as of right now. And I'm going to show you where these come from, but then he's also going to come on here and we're going to show you how you can go pull those leads as many times as you possibly want. Now, Austin is doing this today. He's been spending the time to do this. We pulled 15 states. Okay. I don't want to pull 50 states of leads. We don't have the time to do that. We're doing this for free. And so I can't just take an employee and my money and take like 7 days to do this for 50 states. We're just going to do it for 15 states. And I'm sure you guys are going to feel just fine with that. Is that correct? Constantine says, you lied to me. You said you don't hire men. Gosh, dude, I don't hire men. The women on my team will hire men and then they have to babysit those men. Sorry. Women just freaking get stuff done. I'm sorry. Very, very sorry, but that's the truth. Okay, cool. So this is what we're going to do. Everybody on the same page of what we're going to do today and what we're going to accomplish and why you guys should stick around and have a good time with us. Awesome. Cool. So we've got a lot of fun things. I want to go through and show you guys where this set of leads actually came from so that you guys can get a visual of how simple it is to go pull similar types of leads. And you guys can go do this a bunch of times yourself. Okay. All right. So let's do a little screen share while, Carly, will you bring Shelly up here? if you don't mind. I'd love to see Shelly. Shelly's on my team. She's one of the ladies that runs my world and does a lot of things for our team. If we can bring Shelly up here, I just want to hang out with her. She's the best. And then what we're going to do is, hi, Shelly. Shelly's coming on. Hey, hi, Shelly.
Hi, Pace.
Shelly, you're a mother of how many kids?
5.
Five
Yes, it's the
kids.
last week of school and one is graduating.
Okay, can we just be honest with everybody? What's harder, babysitting children or babysitting an adult male?
Oh, babysitting an adult male for sure.
Okay. See what I'm saying about why I don't hire men? I hire women, and those women will babysit men. It is unfortunate, but it is very true. I'm sorry, some men in here are like, I'm out, I'm leaving. I'm sorry, it's just true. Like women get stuff done, men just dilly dally, pretend like they're actually doing anything, and women have to kind of follow. Hey, how's it going? I just would like to follow up with you. Did you get that thing done yesterday? Oh no, I'm
Yes,
not. I didn't. Thank you for babysitting me. Okay, Stephanie says, I bet your wife is happy you realize that. I don't think my wife has ever had to ask me to do one thing, ever, ever. Take out the. I noticed this morning on my wife's calendar that she had a charity event to go to, and I cancel something on my calendar that makes my company money to say, hey, I'm taking care of the kids today. Is there anything you'd like to go do today? She goes, oh my gosh, I was going to have Asher take care of the kids. And she goes, you didn't cancel that for me? No, I did not cancel my thing for you. It just so happens that I had a couple of things pop up that I moved it, and I just want to know if there. Of course, I canceled it for my wife, but I'm not going to make her feel like I canceled something for her. Okay, this is how men should treat their beautiful wives: is take care of them and pay attention to their calendars and the things that they have going on. Okay, so Shelly, what do you do for the team? What would you say is your role on this incredible team?
I'm a transaction coordinator and administrative support for asset and lending. So it's more than transactions.
Okay, it's kind of hard to sum it all up in a couple of sentences. So can I do a good job of this and explain this to you? You talk to our private money lenders. You help them come up with their wiring information. You fill out the paperwork. You overcome objections with sellers sometimes. Sometimes you'll have people go, hey, Shelly, I have a question about X, Y, and Z, and you're handling all of those things, so I don't have to. You also, I think you take care of my mail also. Do you take care of my
I
mail?
do. Yeah.
Okay, so Shelly also takes care of the mail. She filters things, so I don't have to look at my mail or do any of those kind of things. She helps organize so many things in my life. She teaches a lot of classes for our students, and she loves on a lot of our transaction coordinators. She makes sure that all the paperwork is being trained properly to all of the ladies in our community. We have a community of 30,000 incredible real estate investors. We're the largest real estate community on the planet, in the universe, potentially. I haven't been all over the universe, but I have been all over the world, and I know that we are the largest, which is cool. So that requires a lot of support and love, and that requires somebody who has the capacity to do that. So Shelly does all of those things as well. She shows up to our live events. So if you ever came into my office and you did deals with me for a week, Shelly would be there as well, teaching contracts and paperwork and how to work on these types of transactions. I could keep going.
Thank you. Thanks, Pace. I
I
sum
think
it up
you
pretty.
probably do so much, you probably forget how much you do.
Yeah, I think so.
Who's the best? Who's your favorite person on our team?
Pace, you. We wouldn't
Ah,
be here if you weren't here.
there's no way that's the right answer. So she's in a group chat with probably, I don't know, 12, 13 other ladies that run. We buy businesses, we buy RV parks. We just got a big multifamily deal under contract. I think a $20 million purchase, something like, maybe. Was it 10 million or 20 million?
Which one? Sorry, the RV park?
No, the multifamily deal that we were talking about this morning up in
I
Safford,
thought that.
Arizona. Do you know about that?
Yeah, we had so much this morning. I still need to get caught up on all of our Yeah, I think it was 10 million, around 10 or 8 or 10.
Okay, cool. So we got that under contract. We've got some RV parks that are finally closing. Do you know about the Shenandoah RV park, if that's closing anytime soon? Or
No,
you haven't caught up to speed on that one?
I'm not up to speed with that one.
Okay, cool. So she is one of many amazing people on the team that is required to buy as much real estate and businesses as we currently have. We have Funbox franchises, Everbowl franchises, car washes we're building, lending that we're doing, money we're borrowing. We've got fix and flips, new development. We've got some wholesale transactions. We've got RV parks. I want to get a marina under contract so bad. I want to own something with boats near my house in Montana. She helps out with all of these transactions. She communicates with all of the title companies, the escrow officers. She communicates with the lenders and makes sure that, like, I signed something this morning, a big stack of papers. That was a refinance. You even help out with the refinances, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Text
so
those.
she does not only do new purchases or sales, okay, she also will do the refinances when we have a refinance happen, okay? So Chris says, sounds like she is slammed. I would tell you this, if I put a man in her position, it would look like they're busy, but I can tell you Shelly has the time to pick up and drop off her kids. She has the time to spend with her kids, go do fun things with her kids. Is your life as busy as one would think, or do you have a pretty good balance in your life?
There's a pretty good balance. It's all blended together. I have
And you can work from home.
I work from home. I take my kids to school. I pick them up early. I got to go to my daughter's school today in the middle of the day. Just text the team and let them know, hey, Sage is a rabbit today, so I'm going to go watch her presentation.
How cool is that?
It's amazing.
And you make enough money on our team that you can support your entire family all by yourself.
Yep. I am
We're
the
proud.
sole
We're proud of
provider.
you, dude.
Oh my
We
gosh.
love you so much. We're so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm so happy and grateful. And asking me who's the favorite is like asking me who's my favorite kid. We love each
I'm
other
sure you
so
have one though.
much. No.
Okay, so Shelly is here. Why is Shelly here? Shelly's here because we have a seller that is the second a contract is signed with me, I disconnect from the transaction and somebody else takes that transaction over. And so it's always nice to have my transaction coordinator part of the conversation. Whether Shelly's going to participate in this transaction or this conversation is a completely different story. She probably is not going to participate in this conversation. She might sit shotgun. I might, call on her from time to time and say, hey, Shelly, what's your thought on blah, blah, blah. But I've done this so many times that Shelly will just watch me kind of go through and answer some of these questions. But when I'm done with this conversation with the seller, what will happen is that Shelly and the team will jump in and make sure all the paperwork is done and that I can go and find the next deal and find the next deal and find the next deal. Does everybody see the value of a transaction coordinator and that they allow you, they don't cost you money. They make you money. They allow us to go out and get the next deal, the next deal, the next deal, the next deal. Okay. So how many people are happy that Shelly is here? Give her some love in the side chat. She's been on the team for a couple of years. This lady, I like to tell this story, and I don't know how this makes you feel, but this lady, when she was about to take the job working with us, you thought your highest and best use was to be a lunch lady. That was your highest and best use in terms of your mindset and what you thought you were capable of. And here you are 2 years later getting acquisition fees and transaction fees as bonuses and a solid foundation and being a part of a team that absolutely loves you and genuinely appreciates you. And I don't know what our world would look like without Shelly.
And same.
It's cool. Your
Yeah.
life can change really, really fast. And I think, Shelly, what's really fun too is that you have watched thousands and thousands and thousands of students in our community have similar transformations. Like
Mm.
they don't recognize themselves in 3 months, let alone 3 years or 5 years or whatever it is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's been very gratifying to watch over the last 3.5 years now, Pace.
What? You've been on the team for 3.5 years?
Yes.
Seems like about a year and a half.
It goes by so fast.
Well, we've got a couple more minutes until the seller comes in here. So let's give you guys some value. Here's what I would do. This is where leads will come from. Okay. And I will show you guys, it is so simple to find these types of situations. Okay. So the seller that we are going to, I'm going to pause the side chat, just FYI, so we can stay on target. But I'm going to walk through and show you guys how simple it is to find sellers that need your help. Okay. I love working with real estate agents. So you'll see David, our real estate agent, come on here today. And then you guys will also see Melissa, the seller, come on here today that we can hopefully help her get out of the situation that she's in. To understand the what's going on with her and her husband is her husband lost his job after he got sick. And so the house that they're living in, the payment's a little bit much for them. They're not behind. They're not behind on their payments, but it's just really hurting them. And so they're like, we need to get rid of this house and we need to go downsize into something else. So they're not in financial strain or pain. They're just starting to feel it. And so they are being smart and saying, hey, we need to sell our house before this becomes a problem. Now, their house they bought a couple of years ago, they got a good interest rate on it, somewhere in the 4% interest rates. And they are letting me, our team, take over their home with no money down. And we are taking over their interest rate without bank approval, without credit checks, without any of that kind of stuff. Shelly, when you first saw how I bought houses, that I don't show bank statements, I don't get credit checks, I 99% of the time don't use any money out of my pocket. no license. Were you like, how is this even freaking possible?
Yeah, mind blown. I every day I learned something new, and I was just like, "You can do that?"
You can do that. And then meanwhile, you're going through a title company or closing attorneys, and the closing attorneys we work with are like, of course, Shelly, people have been doing this for 100+ years. So I did not invent creative finance. I would say our community has perfected it along the way, everybody, but we have a lot of fun with it. So here's what we do. We're going to go to software that we like to use. I'm going to go to residential. And let's say that I'm in Maricopa County. So let's pick somewhere else instead of Maricopa County. Shelly, what's a state that you've never been to over here? Anything that you'd like me to highlight?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay, cool. Let's go to Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's just go to Tennessee in general. I'm going to go to the state of Tennessee and see how many opportunities there are. There are 2.5 million opportunities based on our AI. Our AI will go and find absent houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, beat up houses, divorce, bankruptcy, everything that you can imagine. And it will find 2.5 million of those opportunities. Now, that's too much. It's overwhelming. So I really want to find the stuff that allows me to get into these houses for free. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to go and find active listings. So I like working with real estate agents. So there's 51,000 or 49,000 active listings. I'm going to go to low equity. Oh my gosh, there's 6,666 people in that state that have low equity. Then we're going to go into, check this out, vacant. Ooh, my gosh. 147 people have empty houses that they have vacated, they have left, that are also having a low equity situation and are actively listed. So we click on this and you're going to look at this house. Okay. These are usually very, very nice houses that we get to take over the mortgage payments. You guys can get basically all of these houses, condos for basically free, no bank loan in your name, no credit check, no license needed, all over the state of Tennessee. And so when you have somebody that comes to me and says, I don't know how to generate leads, I just showed you how to pull a list, but there's another step, right? You pull a list based on pain. We don't go on Zillow. We're not sitting there just scrolling through Zillow. We're finding very significant pain points, people that might have bought their house and they owe too much on their house to get rid of it without writing a check. Those people will just let you take their house over and say, I don't want to make the payment anymore. Here you go. That transaction is called a SubTo transaction or a subject to transaction. It's the name of our community is SubTo. And these types of transactions are good in RV parks, mobile home parks, multifamily. They're good in businesses that we buy. They're good in single family, storage facilities, land. You can do SubTo on everything. I have bought everything SubTo except, do you know the one thing I haven't bought SubTo, Shelly, that I really want to buy?
Well, an RV park we haven't bought SubTo.
Yeah, we have. We've bought an RV park SubTo.
We did?
Mm-hmm.
What?
A train. I have not bought a train
Oh,
SubTo.
okay.
I've bought planes, automobiles, but not trains. So I'm thinking of like John Candy, the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'm like, I need a train. So what would I do with a train?
Well, there's a train next to one of your RV parks, the train museum that runs through the RV park in California,
Oh, I haven't been there yet.
or runs around it.
Are you going to take your kids up there and take a look at that at one day?
Yes,
Good. Where do your kids want to go on vacation next?
Montana.
Oh, they're coming then to our company retreat.
Yes, at least the little ones. I've got to get a final answer.
From who? From our
My
team or from
older,
your kids?
my older ones.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I hope to take your sons fishing and doing all sorts of fun things, but you're going to bring the little ones to the company retreat?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Um, I want to put a train in the back of my property in Montana and turn it into like a little Airbnb. So get like a big, massive train and gut the whole thing and turn it into an Airbnb and let people live on my property. Like, when you guys come into town, you guys are like, well, where are we going to stay? We stay at the RV. We're going to stay at the hotel. We're going to stay at whatever. Are you guys staying at Beargrass RV Lodge? Or
I
are you guys
I I don't know what no, that's booked out. That's been fully booked.
the park we just bought is already fully booked?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a good blessing, I guess. So, um, for those of you guys that want to know, can I do this with anything? Yes. And you can also do this with your own personal home. So if you guys are out there renting properties, even what I just showed you of finding 147 people in Tennessee, Every single one of these people right here on this list are actively trying to sell their house. They're in Nashville. This is what's crazy. Like Nashville's a hot market, but look at these people. They're having a hard time selling their house. These agents would be willing to have a conversation of letting you take over their sellers' mortgages. I want to buy stuff in Knoxville because that's where one of my best friends is. We also have an RV park. Let's see, where's that RV park? We have an RV park in like Oak Ridge area. It's the Monkey RV Park. Do you know about that one?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you know the name of the monkey was Molly?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so we bought an RV park in Knoxville, Tennessee area last year, like October. And on day number one, we had to evict a monkey from a tenant. This just barely happened. And then a week later, we found another tenant dead. So that just happened. But that monkey's name is Molly. Now, why is that important? Because Molly is my business partner and she runs the team that Shelly is on. And so it was kind of funny when I found out that monkey, we had to evict a Molly. Now we've got an RV park that we're about to close on with 20 horses. Did you know that your kids are going to be able to name these horses?
No.
Yeah, I'm just making that up. They already have names, sadly.
That's what I was thinking.
So we've got an RV park we're closing on in a couple of weeks that has 20 horses. That's where some of the revenue comes from, is the horse stables. And we're buying all of this stuff, guys, without any money out of our pocket, without credit checks. We're getting seller finance or we're taking over existing mortgages. And so to be able to have a seller come on here and ask us questions, just remember, I've got all sorts of cool things. Hold on, let's see. I think Carly might be, hold on a second. Carly, is our seller backstage yet, or are we still waiting? She says not yet. Okay, cool. All right, so you know what we should do? Let's see if we can do a little Q&A. Me, Shelly, and Pace Q&A style until we get the seller to show up. How about that? Right. Let's do somebody raise their hand. Carly, let people raise their hand for a couple of minutes, and let's see if we can do Shelly and Pace style Q&A. How about that? I bet you could answer just about any question I could. Do you think?
I think so.
Okay, let's see. Tia Copeland, she's awesome. I love her energy. She has such great positive things to say in the side chat. Tia Copeland, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
What do you got? How can I help?
Everything that I'd like to know about this seller that we're getting ready to hear all of her questions.
Yeah.
My question is, when you went there
Mhm.
and you're talking about the SubTo and you're building rapport, you're doing all the things. Did you actually go line for line through the contract as well already?
I think if you ever go line for line through a contract, you are going to drive your sellers crazy.
Okay.
Sellers don't want you to go through it line by line. It's 15 pages long. And so you basically go through, I would say I probably said more words than the contract actually has. Right. So stop and think about that for a second. It's not that I'm zooming through it and I'm skipping things. It's that I am explaining the reason for the clause. Like you'll see that the number one problem they had about the contract was her husband, Kenneth, really smart guy. He did not like the part where I said I could assign the contract. And what does that mean, Tia? That means I could get the contract and sell the contract for $20,000.
Someone else, right? Okay.
He didn't love that. And when I dug into why he didn't love that, I found out the reason is he says, well, I trust you. I don't know who the other person is. And I said, oh, well, I've got this really cool thing called the after party clause where Tia, you ready to get your brain fried for a second?
I'm listening.
Okay, cool. So here's how this works. So let's say you've got the two sellers. They're awesome people. So I'm really grateful that they're willing to come on here and hang out with us today.
Mhm.
We've got Melissa and Kenneth. Okay. And then they've got a real estate agent named David. Okay.
Okay.
So I go and meet them and I explain the paperwork to them. Oh, Melissa and Kenneth are here with us right now. Hi, Melissa and Kenneth. How you guys doing?
Sorry about the delay.
Oh, don't worry about it. So, Melissa and Kenneth, first and foremost, thank you guys so much for being here with us. We have people that love learning about contracts. You met Carly backstage, and she's somebody that I taught how to do this business and has made a lot of money and helped a lot of sellers doing the same thing. Did she explain that to you? Or she might not have had time.
No, I haven't spoken with her.
Okay, no problem. Did you see her backstage or she wasn't back there?
Backstage.
Oh, cool. I guess you just got in here. Cool. So you skipped the backstage. No problem. No big deal. So Melissa and Kenneth. So we have a lot of people. This girl on the screen with us right now, her name is Shelly. She works on my team. She's the lady that if we end up doing a deal, you guys obviously still would need to sign a contract with me. She's the one that would take over the transaction, and you would probably not talk to me too many times in your life ever again, other than send me Christmas cards and ask me out on steak dinners and stuff like that. But as far as the transaction goes, Shelly will end up taking the transaction over. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. She's a mother of 5. She knows how to get things done. She actually, Shelly, where's your house? Aren't you in Santan Valley?
Yes, I'm in Queen Creek, so I'm your neighbor.
Nice.
Cool. And then Shelly, this is David. He is a real estate agent that is representing this transaction. Melissa, I know I got you guys for a short period of time. What questions do you guys have? Or David, do you have any questions for me that we can go through?
I don't know why. I got a question. Can we include something in the deed so if payment is not made, it'll go back to us? Like
Yeah,
you said?
that would be called in a very Shelly's not going to like the way I described this, but it's called a performance deed. Essentially, it requires me to perform. Okay, so we could do a performance deed that would require me to perform, and that we could essentially sign some documents that would allow your deed to go back in your name in the event that I do not perform.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want to explain to you when that actually happens. The purchase agreement. Okay. So when we write the purchase agreement, Shelly's going to write that purchase agreement. She'll put that all together. We'll put in the additional instructions, hey, seller is really concerned about performance. And so the person who drafts the deed is going to be either an attorney or the escrow officer. They're going to draft that deed for us. And so what's going to happen is those people, we actually end up signing 2 separate sets of documents. You guys probably remember this when you bought your house.
Yes.
You signed the purchase agreement when you first made your offer, and then you did the final closing document. So we're going to do the same thing. So my purchase agreement with you will not have every single thing that we want. The final closing documents that we go through with the notary and we go through with the escrow officer will have the performance deed in it saying, if Pace sucks and he doesn't make the payments or he gets abducted by an alien, this happens, and this happens, and Kenneth and Melissa get the house back by these 3 steps. Does that make sense?
Or it gets, yes, and without to continue on if you were to pass it on to someone else.
That is correct. So here's what I was just explaining to everybody. We have a bunch of people in here today. I told you I was going to have a few friends, but I have like 1,500. I'm so sorry.
What?
Yeah. Can you see the side chat, by the way? Let me turn the side chat on for a second. Everybody, can you say thank you to Melissa and Kenneth for being in here today, everybody? Or can you guys give now, Melissa and Kenneth, I just want to explain to you.
Oh, wow.
You guys having maybe low equity in your house. Have you ever seen how many people also have low equity in their house in the United States?
No.
Can I show you?
Sure.
Okay, so check this out. If I just pulled up any state in the country, okay, any state in the country, let's, Kenneth, where did you grow up? You grew up in Arizona?
Yes, sir.
Melissa, where'd you grow up?
Same, Arizona. Phoenix.
Dang it. Okay, David, what about you, bro?
Arizona.
You guys, come on. Okay, let's go. Let's do one for Texas. Okay, so if I pull up Texas just as the whole state, and I pull this up and I let my software do its thing, it's going to find that there are currently 342 people in the state of Texas right now that are listed with a real estate agent that are on the market for over 150 days, not being able to sell their house, and they have no equity, meaning if they sold their house today, they would have to write a check to get rid of their house. This is very, very common. What you guys are actually experiencing is so common that I have like 5 million people that are constantly trying to learn how to do this from me. Okay. And so when I ask you guys, hey, will you come in?
You bird dogging with.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cool. You must've ran into some of my content. So, guys, can we all just say thank you to Kenneth and Melissa in the side chat one more time for them letting us hang out with them? Melissa's like,
you said a couple
I know,
people.
I know. But in my life, a couple is only 1,500. So, okay. So, Kenneth, yes, I'm going to pause the side chat. Kenneth, the answer is yes. We can put that in the contract. We can make sure that there's performance clauses in there that says if Pace doesn't do what he says he's going to do, you get the house back. That will be in the purchase contract, but more importantly, it will actually be written in the deed before we close the transaction.
Okay,
What else do we got?
thank you.
Let's see. I see you answered so many questions. Like when I was going through the questions, I'm like, he answered that. He answered that. So
I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've met with probably a good 3,000 sellers in the last 13 years in home. And so even my father, who came to the appointment with me, he left and we were in the driveway and he goes, "You literally answered objections before they even came up, and you did it for an hour. And by the time it was done, there was nothing left." And I said, "I know." And I told Melissa, I'm not going to sign a contract with her unless she gives me at least a handful of questions
I
on
went
top of
through
it.
so many, and I'm like,
We even picked up 10 more off ChatGPT, and you answered everything.
Yeah.
Everything. That's out of 20.
Dang, that's pretty good. Okay, so Melissa and Kenneth, any worry, stress, or any of those kind of things? Like, do you feel trepidation or fear walking into a transaction like this at all?
With you, no.
you made
Yeah.
us feel so comfortable. And I mean, we trust David as well. He highly recommended you. So the meeting was wonderful, was full of knowledge. I was so exhausted, but so filled with knowledge. And then going through these questions, I'm like, I mean, I don't know. It was just a really, really great meeting, and just it's interesting that this thing has become so popular, because I just heard about something like this probably, I don't know, when I met David. So it hasn't been very long. And, me being in the mortgage industry for so long, I never worked with this.
It's really interesting. So in 2000, I learned about this business in 2013. And at the time you had to pay people about $250,000 for them to give you like 3 months of coaching. It was very expensive. And so when I jumped into the business, I love helping so much, people so much. I'm sure you have felt that and experienced that I said, I'm going to make this a normal thing. So I made a goal for my company to normalize the conversation around creative finance, subject to seller finance, lease options, wraps, all sorts of strategies we haven't even talked about. There's 26 creative finance strategies. We've only talked about one. And I cared about this so much that I assembled a team like Shelly and other incredible people. And then we went and opened up a nationwide title company so we could do this all over the country for other people. And now I have 30,000 students doing $25 billion in transactions every single year, just like this. And 99.9% of people on the planet still don't know it exists. It's like the greatest blue ocean opportunity I could ever even imagine.
It's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Because I know the thing you were worried about the other night, Kenneth, as you should be, the biggest thing you were worried about when I was walking through the contract is how I've made a lot of money, which is I get the contract with you guys and I go, I don't want to buy this house. I've got the contract. I have legal control over the house. I'm going to go sell this contract for $20,000. Right. And if it's a cash deal, who cares? Right. Like if somebody sells your deal and you get the cash price you wanted and that cash goes in your pocket, who cares what happens with that house?
Right.
But in this situation, if I get the contract with you guys and I sell that for 20 grand, which I easily could, you now don't know who that buyer is, but your name is still on the mortgage. So there's there's a lot of fear in the marketplace around this specific type of transaction, as there should be. And so I just want to make sure you guys feel good about it. Now, at the end of the day, Shelly, if I actually don't know the answer to this question. Shelly, we have a sizable team. We have hundreds of assets. And I wonder if I had a heart attack tomorrow, what would happen with all of our assets on our team? Do you have any idea?
We would just show up and keep doing what we're doing.
There you go. So I've built a company that doesn't rely on me. In fact, I don't talk to even Shelly that often, other than like she'll send me pictures of cool things she's doing with her kids. I'm not deeply involved in my business anymore. My company buys real estate. Even today, we got a $10 million multifamily property under contract. I didn't find it. I didn't negotiate it. I didn't meet with the seller. And we're actively buying real estate all the time, doing the same method. And that seller of that big apartment complex sold it to us the same way you're selling your house to us. So it's happening everywhere, all over the country. It's just, you don't really, it's kind of like this, Kenneth, as an electrician, were there any tools that you found in your profession that were so useful when you realized they existed? And you're like, why didn't somebody tell me this existed for 20 years? Meanwhile, somebody else was using it for the last 20 years.
That's factual. That's factual.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what happens in this business too. It's like not until somebody tells you that there's a tool that you should be using, you even know it exists. So you use all the old school stuff. So even David, a licensed real estate agent. David, did you meet me off of the Iced Coffee Hour, by the way, that podcast? Is that how you found me?
No, I mean, I've seen you on Instagram way before that, but I was talking to them the other day. I was like, I don't even remember how we met.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
asked
so
them.
I think I called on another house he was
I
listing.
think you did. Yeah, that's what it
Anyway,
was.
David, the Iced Coffee Hour asked me to come back on their show this Sunday, and I asked them if I could bring you to the show and talk about my relationship with you, and maybe how a deal like this could actually help a lot of real estate agents. You got time on Sunday to come hang out with me?
Yeah.
You don't need permission from your wife?
Oh, I thought you were asking me.
Bro, Kenneth, do you want to come with me, dude? Let's go to Vegas, dude.
I'll see your
Okay,
next
so
Maddie.
it sounds like you guys don't have any specific questions about this. Sounds like I've answered all those questions through our meeting. Do you want to hear maybe the next couple of steps and what Shelly's team is going to do once we sign the contract? Would that be helpful?
Yes, please.
Let me ask,
Yeah,
I know
Melissa,
we
go ahead.
kind of covered this. Okay, so what protection do we have hypothetically a payment is missed? Do we get notified, or am I just going to make sure every month, getting on to make sure, okay, it's paid? I can.
Great question. So we did cover this, but this was like towards the end. And it was the part where I could tell you were tired. Remember, I was like, wow, I've kept this lady up really late.
Carly or something like that would.
Okay, so can you see my whiteboard right now?
Yes.
Okay, so here's how this works. So we've got your cute little house. And basically you have a deed on the house. I'm going to kind of walk through the transaction. And you've got the mortgage on the house. And right now you guys are living in this house and you're packing up, and I know that. In a couple of weeks, you guys are going to move out of this house and you're going to go live somewhere else, right? You're going to move somewhere.
Correct.
Obviously, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move other people in here that are going to pay me as much as that mortgage is going to cost, or hopefully more. And what's going to happen is that mortgage, we've already talked about this, is going to stick with you in your name, right? And this is going to continue to improve your credit and be awesome for you guys. And I'm going to make that payment, but you should be worried. How is that money being paid and how is it getting there? That's where your question is coming from. What's also going to happen is this deed is going to transfer into my name. Shelly, what company name would this actually transfer for Arizona moving forward?
MFVAZ.
Okay, so our company that we're currently buying for, and we set up a new LLC every 10 properties we buy usually, Melissa. So the contract that we sign will be with MFVAZ LLC. And so that deed will transfer into my name. At the same time, all this paperwork is getting done here with Shelly and the title company. What's going to happen is Shelly's going to set up a relationship with a company called a servicing company. Okay. Now you came from the mortgage company, so you know there's servicing companies that handle mortgages all the time. What you probably are not aware of is I could just call a servicing company and have them set up a new servicing agreement on a mortgage that you and I just basically created. And so this servicing company is going to pull money out of my Moving Forward Ventures account 5 days before the payment is due. And it's going to take that money. Let's say it's the $3,200 or whatever that rough monthly payment is. It's going to make sure the taxes are updated. It's going to make sure the insurance is updated. It's going to make sure the HOA is paid. It's going to make sure that your mortgage is paid. And it will make the payment to the mortgage, and it will then email you, my friend. In fact, let me show you what one of these emails looks like real quick, okay? So you will get an email usually 3, 5, sometimes 10 days before the mortgage is due, not on the day that it is due. We like to set these servicing agreements up before they are due. So let's see, West Star customer service. Okay, so let me show you my inbox to my email. I don't know if this is helpful to see this, but I get hundreds of these every month, as you can imagine. I just throw them in the trash.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, this is a servicing agreement. This is from a company. It's Moving Forward Ventures pays Sam's tag. I don't know what that is. That's one of our sellers. And you can see actually this seller, check this out. I pay a payment to them for $568 a month. and I pay that seller 0% interest. This is a seller finance deal, so they didn't have a mortgage on the house. I do a lot of those 0% seller finance deals, but you can see these little reports will get sent to you and it will get sent to me on a monthly basis prior to the mortgage needing to be paid. Does that help answer that question?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if there's a problem, you will know 5 days before.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And, you know, we also, what I'll probably do, this is the way I run these transactions. And by the way that this house is going to be done, my parents are probably going to move into this house. I think that above all deals, right? I think this is probably the safest thing on the planet is that my parents are now in their 70s and they've raised 12 kids. This is my way of paying them back. And so I'll make the payment out of my company's profit. And so I'm not trying to rent this out to make a profit and then go, gosh, dang it, I'm not making a profit. I'm just going to walk away from this. This house is going to, you know when I'll make money on this house? I probably won't. My kids will. By the time this thing sells or does something, my kids, or I'll be completely retired and my kids will sell this when my parents are passed away or whatever it is. So that's who's going to stay in the property. And that's why I'm financially motivated to do it. Usually 99.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. And it was good for you to meet my father the other night too. So 99.9% of the time, what I'm doing is I'm taking that mortgage payment and I'm saying, hey, the only way I can make money on this is if I find something that's going to pay me more money than what this rent payment or this mortgage payment is going to cost me. Yours is $3,200. I would probably rent your house out by the room and probably, I mean, you guys technically could do this too, which doesn't mean you should. I mean, you should maybe tonight go, shouldn't we just maybe try and be a real estate investor like ourselves, rent the house out. If that stresses you out, then sell it to me. But if it doesn't, maybe attempt to, rent out the rooms yourself. You've got 4 bedrooms, I think, right?
3 and a loft.
Okay. 3. So that's, for me, that's 4 bedrooms. And you know what else I would do?
Yeah.
I'd take your garage and I would take your living room and I would add 2 more bedrooms. That house would turn into a 6-bedroom house. And I would bring in about $6,000 a month on your $3,500 payment.
Yeah.
I told her this before I even met you, but that's awesome. That's awesome.
And there's nothing keeping you from doing that, right? I think
no, there's a big deal keeping us from that. We're gonna save money and we'll probably still venture into that in the future.
Yeah, and I think you should. I think where a lot of people that are learning this business, they ask the question of like, why wouldn't the seller just rent it out themselves? And I'm like, dude, they're in a transitionary period. They're getting a new job.
Right.
Yeah.
They need the peace and, serenity in their life. They don't need to deal with being a real estate investor. And there's also a gamble of being a real estate investor. That's what we're essentially doing. It's gambling. And you guys don't have the margin for error right now to go gamble.
Exactly.
So, and I would say also Melissa with her job at Charles Schwab, she's probably a little bit more measured of a personality type of like, we're not going to be gambling on anything. We're going to play it safe.
Right. I see a lot of losses and that market is crazy. So yes.
Okay. So anything else before we talk about the process and the next couple of steps?
No.
Okay. Shelly, anything that you think I have not done a good job of that you just assume, because Shelly's never been on an appointment with me. She probably just thinks I'm wild and I'm chaotic. And she probably just thinks I don't explain everything right. Anything that you feel like with sellers, we should make sure we disclose properly. I've talked about due on sale clause, mortgage, getting a new mortgage. I've talked about what happens if I don't make the payments. I talk about assignment. I talked about everything in the contracts. Melissa, did I skip any part of the contracts?
The ones that didn't pertain, like the wraparound, lead base, the stuff that didn't pertain to us.
Okay, cool. So Shelly, do you want to talk about maybe the next couple of steps? Like what happens? We check title. What does that look like? How much time does that take? How will Melissa and Kenneth know that we are actually going to close on the deal once title is clean, all of those kind of things? Maybe just kind of give them an idea.
Okay. So I am wondering if there's an HOA.
There is.
Okay, because there's a lot. So I do want that information. Do you have any other liens on the property? Sometimes people don't think about these, like they got an HVAC unit 8 years ago and they still have a lien that they're paying monthly, things like that.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty much brand new, but we did get informed that we have to update our paint.
Oh yeah, from the HOA. So that's good for us to know.
Yes.
So
they gave us like a 6-month extension.
Okay.
To do
it.
I try to do a good job at letting them know anything that I thought was wrong, and they were like, "Oh, that's nothing. So,
Okay.
basically comforted us in every way he could.
Why don't you
That's
just
awesome.
email
You're
the
an
HOA
awesome
and
man.
say, and just tell the HOA, hey, if you want the house painted, come over and paint it yourself, suckers. Why can't you just say that?
That's basically
Believe
what
me.
we told him.
The things that they do sometimes is just ridiculous. But
Yeah.
no, the HOA is good. There's no liens, no second mortgage. Anything that comes up, let me know, because I don't know of anything that would hinder this.
Okay, so most likely for this property, it's a single family. We're putting in a renter, a family in there. So it's probably not an HOA that we need to contact to find out about renting and all of that. Sometimes you would do that for other areas or exit strategies if we were going to do
I
coalition.
believe we checked into that, no?
We looked at the CCNRs
Okay,
and they just said no short term, I think. What was it?
Yeah,
They didn't have, it was just a 30-day minimum.
okay.
Yeah.
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 So I would work together with David and figure out if it's David or myself that's going to draft the contract. I'd work together with you to get all the information correct and then have you review it before we send it out for signatures. Once
Okay.
that's all finalized, we'll make sure that there's something in other or additional comments that mentions the performance deed, and we will open escrow. We'll pull a title
Okay.
search, wait for that to come back. It's pretty quick in Arizona. I try to tell people 30 days to close. We'd like an inspection period. That's pretty standard, a 10-day inspection period. But it's pretty simple. Pretty easy
We can
process.
close pretty usually pretty quick, but she says 30 days, and here's why. We run into wild stuff, like the wildest things you could even imagine, and we don't anticipate it here, but she's learned to just go, hey, it's going to take 30 days. Pace might have told you 5 or 7 or 15 or whatever it is. Just plan on 30, because here's the couple of reasons why. Your HOA has to transfer over to us, and your HOA, I don't even know your HOA, but I do know one thing about them is that they suck. And so what's going to
Absolutely.
happen is they won't reply to her. They won't reply to the title company. Have you ever had, Shelly, have you ever had an HOA take like a week to just get back to you on basic stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll
Right.
order an HOA resale demand. That's all standard. That will get in the opening escrow instructions. And that's 2 weeks
Okay.
minimum.
Okay.
So they take a while, right? So if the HOA goes fast, we can go fast. And if they
Just to
don't,
respond to us, it's the same.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we have a contact there, so hopefully that will help.
we'll just send David down there knocking on the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
My
a female.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Now, what about close of escrow, Shelly? They don't need to physically be at the title company to do that. We can send out a mobile notary that can go and meet you guys in person wherever you guys are at. I'll
Awesome.
probably, just because I went to the appointment, I like to be there for the final signing. We could do the signing at the title company. We could do it wherever. Shelly will coordinate that. Maybe I'll meet you at a Starbucks and we can sign in person, and I can shake your hand and give you guys a nice big hug, and you hand the keys over to me, something like that. But the signing's really simple. It doesn't take a lot of time. But what I would suggest is, because this is a subject to transaction and there's the performance deed and there's some other things in there, we want to make sure that we email you the closing documents before we sign, maybe the next day. We want you to read through it, throw it in ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT is paste full of crap. Is there a performance deed in here? I don't want to read it. Is there a performance deed? Or say, like, here's the 15 things I'm worried about, the 3 things I'm worried about. Does this contract address those things and take care of me? I want to make sure that you get that the day before we close. So that could be 2 weeks down the road, depending on your HOA. Could be 30 days down the road. Hopefully it's not, but it could be just because of your HOA.
Okay.
Whatever it takes.
Who are the other people in the transaction, Shelly, that they might hear from so they can expect that?
It really will be the title company and the notary. That should be everyone that you'll come in contact now. So with the title company, they'll reach out to you personally to gather your information, ask for your driver's license, fill out a seller information sheet that goes straight to them. They want to make sure it's really you selling the home, as they should. And then it will be a little bit quiet. there won't be too many updates. That's where you'll hear from me, and I'll let you know
Okay.
how things are progressing and when we're thinking about the final close date, when we're going to have some documents to review. Mostly we'll be in communication. When you have an agent working with you, I typically go through David directly. But if we're
David's going to be
comfortable,
like,
we
please
can
please
we
don't make me do this.
all work together.
David, how's your broker on SubTo transactions? They're cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's EXP. They deal with
Oh,
it.
EXP is freaking the best, dude. I love EXP. Yes, great.
EXP deals with everyone, everything.
They're great. We sat down with the CEO of EXP and the highest, like their biggest downline, Brent Gove, about
Yeah.
4 years ago, and explained SubTo and updated their agents on contracts and all that kind of stuff. And so Leo, your guys'
Yeah,
CEO,
yeah. Cool.
Leo and I became became good friends a couple of years ago, and our team has taught EXP how to do creative finance transactions the right way. So good for you for being with the right brokerage, bro.
There we go.
Cool.
I will be reaching out to you to gather information from you. I want to be able to access the mortgage. So that information, I will log in and test it as we get closer. I'll need your mortgage statement, and
Okay.
I'll be setting up new homeowners insurance. So I might have you copied in that with an insurance agent. What else?
So on the insurance, this is something you guys want to know about, is that when we get a new insurance policy, obviously we're the owners of the company or the house now, right?
Mhm.
And so we want to be the main insured. I covered this in the contract, but I'm going to reiterate it here. We will keep you as an additional insured, but the main person is us. So if there's a claim or something bad happens on the house, the check to fix those things would come to us, but you would
Yes.
still be
Yeah, of
notified,
course.
just FYI.
Right.
Of
Okay.
course.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Something else that I include, Pace, that you might not know about. I like to, so we have a performance deed, we have a wraparound note. You are the bank to us. And if we want to sell or refinance down the road where that mortgage is going to get paid off, we'll need you to release it. We'll need you to release the performance deed. So because I use Westar, you can only use a servicer or an attorney.
Westar is the name of the servicing company, just FYI.
Yeah. Or you could use an attorney that would hold a pre-signed document, and it's a pre-signed release of deed, so that, 10, 20, 30 years from now, I don't have to come to you and have you sign to release that. Or if we wanted to refinance it for whatever reason in 5 years, I won't have to reach out to you. I'll let you know because we keep in
Yeah.
touch. I would let you know that that's happening.
Okay. Good.
And you'd be happy to hear from me, I'm sure. But that's something I do when I set up servicing with Westar. A pre-signed document needs to be held.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
David,
Okay.
any questions you have on your side? Because this is good. Man, why don't they teach us in real estate school, bro?
Like you said, no one really knows about it, even though you have a big community. It's one of those things. You talk to a bunch of realtors, they don't know about it.
Yeah.
I know about it because obviously I came across you probably 4 years ago, maybe 5 years
Yeah.
ago. So good to know all the outlets. to
Okay,
help.
so here's what I think the next steps are. I think the next steps are we make sure we get a contracts drafted up. David, there's 2 ways we can go about contracts, okay? We can use the Arizona State contract if that's what your broker wants to use, and then we can do SubTo addendums underneath that, so we can legitimize the standard state armless contract. You guys call it an armless contract? Is that what it's called?
ARMLS is what I usually
Okay,
call it.
I just call it armless. But sorry. So we can use your standard contract, and that can be drafted by you or drafted by Shelly. Are you licensed?
I am not, and I don't need to be to draft this contract.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
So she can draft that. We have a copy of all of those types of things. We have people on our team that are licensed. We can pull those documents from the Arizona State contracts. And then what we'll do is we'll add our addendums that have been written by our attorneys, and which are the same contracts I went through with you. If you remember, Melissa, I went through 2 stacks. I said, here's one contract, here's the addendums, and we went through both of those.
Mhm.
We could just go through only our contract, but David, I think the way that you would want to be educated on this is I think you would want to watch how you want to do these SubTo transactions in the future of like, when you walk into another deal like this, you should be able to say, hey, investor, we're going to use my contracts and then we'll use your addendums to my contract is probably the way that your broker would want to see it the right way.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to go about this one.
Cool. Will you let Shelly just be the boss on can she be the paperwork boss?
Yeah, and I'll review it.
Okay. Shelly, will you do me a favor so we can release this to the SubTo community, our private community? Will you do me a favor? And when you walk through it with David and you fill all the documents out, will you just do a Zoom with David and then we can put that with the SubTo community so they can watch that whole thing happen?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
And just really quick, I can draft, you need to be a party to the transaction or an attorney or a licensed real estate agent. Because I'm part of the buyer's company, I can draft.
Okay.
Yeah. So we tell the reason she says that is because there's a lot of transaction coordinators that go, I'll draft your contract. They're not a full-time employee on the company that is drafting it. They're not an attorney. And so they're not a licensed real estate agent. So you got to be one of those three in order for them to draft the documents. Shelly is one of those three, and she's a party to the transaction, so she can draft everything and do all the contracts.
Okay.
And she's a mom of 5. I think they should add to qualifications, mom of 5 as like number 1, and then the other ones are like 2, 3, and 4.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
Good job.
Okay, Kenneth, you're freaking amazing. Melissa, you're freaking amazing. David, you feel good about this transaction? You think I've treated your clients fairly?
Yeah, I think you've outlined all the obstacles, all the challenges, all the things that could go wrong in the meeting. And so I think they appreciated that, your transparency.
Yes.
No, thank you. And thank you.
The thing is, I think, and I'll just say this for the whole people that are hanging out here, SubTo Seller Finance, I am so confident in what it brings to the table that if I'm not a fit for you, you should go anywhere else. And did you feel even I was kind of pushing against doing the deal with me a couple of times? Like, hey, you might not want to do the deal with me.
Yeah.
Because if it's meant to be, you're going to do the deal with me. That's it. And that's what I love about this strategy is that it helps you tremendously. It's a win. It's a win for the agent, win for you, and it's a win for the buyer. We all win. Whereas in a cash transaction, everybody loses except for the investor. The investor when I do cash deals, which kind of, I hate to say this, but this is the truth. When I do a cash deal, meaning somebody comes and offers you a cash price, the only way for me to make money is to take money out of your pocket.
Right.
I have to get a really good price on that. So that comes out of your pocket. I have to take that. Here, I can get the price you need to get out of the house. And because I'm getting a good interest rate and I'm avoiding going through the banks and all that, I win. And then David is like, man, the only person that could solve this is a PACE and I still get paid a commission. It's a win-win-win all the way around. So very cool.
Yeah. Thank God for your knowledge.
Yeah. I just love people, dude. I think that when I jumped in the business and found this strategy, I'm like, why doesn't everybody know this? And I wish they taught this to real estate agents in real estate school, but you just got to figure it out along the way. So just like being an electrician, there's some electricians that are still doing just basic stuff. Meanwhile, you're a journeyman, you're doing like heavy duty stuff.
They send me out of state and all that.
And you learn stuff on every single job too, right?
Yeah. You'll never stop learning.
Which is cool.
They tell us to do self-evaluations, I always put a 6. You know what I mean? And they say, why do you put 6? You're like top dog. And I'm like, because there's always room to learn.
Wow.
Always room for improvement, and there's always
where did you guys meet, by the way? Where'd you guys meet? Were you like, was he like doing your electricity and he met you or something? Like
we were 17.
Yeah.
What was your opening line when you asked her on a date?
Yeah.
And
actually, she was walking with another fellow that jumped the wall and was waiting on her. So I picked her up and put her over the wall and she left with me.
What?
Yeah.
That's how you first met her?
Yeah.
And then what was the first date? Where'd you guys go on your first date?
The park.
Really?
Yeah. You got to remember, I grew up in a whole different lifestyle. I changed my life for them. Yeah,
And they were 17. So.
Did you guys kiss on the first date? I think everybody needs to know. Did you guys kiss on the first date?
I don't think so.
God damn it. Kenneth is saying
I
yes.
don't think so. Whatever.
Oh,
don't
I love it.
remember.
I
I'll
freaking
just
love
say
it.
that.
Okay, well, if
Oh,
we
no,
don't
you
have it, if we don't
didn't,
have
huh?
anything else, you guys are welcome to
No,
hang
I
out.
apologize. We didn't because she left heel marks in my car on my front lawn because she got mad at
Anyway,
me.
we didn't.
She,
End of story.
I love it.
Listen,
Melissa
before we
held
go-
out, bro. She had to make sure you were the right one.
Right.
Now you guys have been
That's
together 30 years.
over.
Well, we've known each other since 17. We were together for a long time, had a kid. He went away to college,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
then we got back together in 2007. I got married, had 2 kids, and then we got back together in 2017. But we have a daughter, 30.
A redemption story. I freaking love it.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah, there
We've
you go.
always stayed in each other's lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Always
This
best
is like the Count of Monte Cristo. It's a redemption story. I love it.
friends.
Okay, cool,
How's
guys.
Maddie doing?
Maddie's doing great. I'm glad you watched that. That's cool that you watched that. Maddie's doing great. We helped her get her first house within 90 days. And so she's doing great there. She's done 30 deals in the last 12 months, which is awesome.
Wow,
That's awesome.
I
that's
know.
very
That's
awesome.
story.
Next time
How do I get a hold
next
of
time
Big
I do a
Mike?
party at my house, or not a party at my office. I'll do a party at my office, usually like 2 or 3 times a year. And I'll invite you and I'll invite other sellers I've done deals with. And
Okay.
you'll get to meet Maddie at that party and shake her hand and say hi to her and stuff. I think the coolest story actually is what I did last year or last week. I remember I kind of ghosted you guys last week a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you know what I was did you know what I was doing last week?
You're in Texas, I think, RV, Texas, maybe.
Yeah, so I was looking at a couple of my RV parks, but I had a lady that is disabled. She has multiple sclerosis, so she can't move. And we did here, I'll show you a picture of this lady. So she has had her husband died at 23, and she has a 12-year-old daughter. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, I want to prove that somebody even with MS that can't physically move can do these deals. I want to show people that anybody can do this. And I did this with Maddie, the homeless lady. Would you mind being my next character in my book? And so I had to carry her everywhere we went. Her legs. Yeah, this is Jennifer. This was last week when I was ghosting you. I was doing this. So this lady.
How did you meet her?
I met her by doing a submission. So like people, when I do these Maddie contests, I say, who wants to be my next Maddie? And people submit, thousands of people submit and go, I want to be the next person. And so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for 5 characters. And so I found the first character, Maddie, second character, Jennifer, third character is a girl named Yumi. And then I'm still looking for 2 more characters. And basically these characters are not really about the characters, about the problem they have that everybody else lies to themselves about. Like Maddie's problem was, I have no money. And so Maddie helps people show that you don't need money to do this. Then Jennifer, her problem is I'm physically incapable of doing this, right? I have a lot of wounded vets that reached out to me and say, I can't do what you taught in your book. I can't do what you taught on your TV show. And I go, well, if I could help a lady who can't, her legs, you see how her legs were bent?
Mm-hmm.
They have been stiff like that for 20 years. She cannot make them straight. So think about like,
Wow.
you ever get cramped in a tight spot, you're on an airplane, your legs get a cramp. That's her life for the last 23 years. And so the only thing she can use is her thumbs and her mouth. Everything else, she's disabled. So last week we got 3 deals, 2 houses and an RV park, all from that lady taking action from her thumbs. That just happened last week.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
Oh, it's so cool. So we haven't released that on YouTube yet. It'll take my team 4 months to edit that, but then I've got a single parent that is juggling a lot. That's that person. People are like, I'm really busy. And so that's the next lady. And then I'm looking for somebody that's over 80 years old that has never done any business whatsoever. So I'm looking for somebody who believes they're too old. And then I'm looking for somebody that's 18 that thinks I'm too young. And so I'm just knocking out these characters to show the world that no matter what your excuse is, somebody's doing it with your excuse.
You can do it. Yeah.
James, you're an amazing man. You really are. After
Thank you.
watching you, I was addicted to your shows on YouTube.
Yeah, I went in the shower and did stuff. I came back. He's still watching you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're an amazing person.
I hope we can get you guys into your new spot and then Kenneth and I can go do some deals together and have some fun.
Oh man, I hope so.
Cool.
I hope so.
Very cool. Well, David, we appreciate you for connecting us. I appreciate agents and bringing us sellers, and Melissa and Kenneth, we enjoy getting to know you guys. And you guys are our bank. So thank you so much for giving us a loan and letting us leverage your guys' house and the mortgage. You are financing this purchase. And I know you're not coming out of money or out of pocket for this, but you used your credit to get this loan. And so for that, you're going to feed Shelly's family. You're going to feed my family. And I appreciate you for doing that. Thank you so much.
We appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Just
you. We
wait.
pray your father enjoys our home.
He will. He will. And my parents had 12 kids. And so my dad never got to a point where he could like save and invest his own money. He just worked like a dog all the way until he was like 70, whatever. And he's just like, I have no more energy. I raised 12 kids. I work 3 jobs all the time. My mom worked 2. And so this is, you guys are allowing me to give a gift to my parents. I appreciate you for
That's
that.
awesome.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
That's special to me, actually.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. Well,
You're
thank
the
you guys so
number
much.
3.
We appreciate you. We'll see you guys. See you guys very soon. And Shelly will reach out to David to work on the paperwork. And thank you so much, Shelly, for being here as well. I freaking love hanging out with you. You're one of the best people on the freaking planet.
Thank you.
And
David, you can email
Thank you,
me.
Shelley.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I will do that, Shelly. I'll get your email from probably Carly or someone.
Okay.
okay, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you,
I'll keep my training going. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. And David, I'll text you about iced coffee hour. I'm flying out on Sunday.
If you're serious, I'm
dead serious. I texted Jack Selby. I was like, hey, I'm doing a deal with an agent right now that found us off the podcast. Do you mind if he comes to the podcast? So Jack Selby's like, yeah, bring him. That'd be cool. So Sunday at 1:00, I fly out to Vegas.
okay.
I go over to Graham Steffen's house for the podcast. And then I go back to the airport and I fly home. I get home at 10:00. So I'm there and back in the same day.
Okay.
Your wife will let you stay out past 10:00.
I'll get the permission slip.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'll text you. I'll text you my flight number and all that kind of stuff.
I appreciate it, Pace. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Shelly, you and I could just knock out a deal a day, bro.
Yeah, we could.
Are we a good dream team? Are we like tag team back again? You're Batman, I'm Robin.
Yeah, you just need a visionary, a closer, and a TC to get started.
I think you're all 3 wrapped up into one.
Maybe. I've learned a lot from you.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I could have done that seller call, shown up at their house.
You could,
I don't
are you
know.
kidding me? There's no way you couldn't do that. You would, in fact, I'm probably a little bit too like theatrical when I'm explaining it to sellers. Like I got the Gavin Newsom arms flying all over the place. You probably would just be way better for these sellers in a lot of ways, a little more even killed, sweet, kind of like a motherly figure. And you'd probably close more deals than me.
I could figure it out. That's something we can do as TCs. We just figure it out.
That is correct. Guys, everybody in the side chat, can we give Shelly a bunch of love? We got a bunch of fun training for you guys. I got something really cool that's coming up next. Can we give Shelly some love in the side chat? Let her know you appreciate her being here.
Thank you.
And was this also awesome for all of you guys to be here? Now, what are the videos that you've missed? Okay. I want to highlight because you guys are jumping onto a moving train. Okay. Let's go through and I want to show you guys. Shelly will be like, why is Pace always doing this content? I'll tell you why I do this content because I want to change your freaking life. Even my own sellers go on my YouTube channel and go, are you kidding me? This is the coolest thing on the planet. I have the first call with David right here. I will send this out tonight. I have the second call that I made was with the seller. This is about a month ago, or not a month ago, 2 weeks ago. Me breaking down the deal for you guys to understand it. Me talking about it on a big Zoom. Me driving to the property, selfie style video. Then me with the seller, walking the seller through the paperwork in their home. And I refused to let the seller sign the contract with me because I wanted to make sure that the seller went to ChatGPT. And by the way, tell me I didn't do a good job, Shelly, if they said, well, we went to ChatGPT and it said that Pace already answered all your questions.
Yeah, they had no questions. They
That's
wanted to
freaking
know about the performance deed. That
which
was
I covered with him in the deal, but check this out, guys. This is the video that I'm giving to you guys. I literally go through this entire contract step by freaking step. I explain every little thing. So even though you are catching up to a moving train, okay, you are going to see all of this stuff. Give me a thank you because I can guarantee you nobody in your entire life has ever had the balls to record every call be completely transparent and vulnerable, and then ask the real estate agent to hold the phone in the appointment so I could share it with you. And then have the freaking cojones to say, hey, Melissa, would you mind coming on a Zoom with a couple of my friends today? And then just letting it roll. Somebody says, Shelly, can I be on your team? Guys, Shelly is a full-time team member on my team. She is not for hire, and she is not hiring under. Are you hiring anybody underneath you?
No, but it's always a possibility. Depends on your things.
You don't want to let
change
people down, is what
daily.
you're saying.
What was that?
You don't want to let any of these people down.
No, I could definitely see needing someone else.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Shelly, we love you. We appreciate you. We're proud of you. We're grateful for you. Mom of 5, my dear friend. We're so grateful that you came on here. And you, by the way, did you know what to expect, or we just kind of rolled with it?
We just kind of rolled with it. I figured I know what I'm talking about, so I've got it covered.
This is it. Once you know what you're talking about, you don't need a script, and you also don't need instruction. I just said, Shelly, I need you on the Zoom today. Come hang out with me. She's like, I'll be there, and she killed it. Did she do a good job today? What's up?
This is my job. I get to do this. I get to come and be on a Zoom with Pace and all of you. That is so cool.
Dude, how cool are we? We get to help people. And here's the situation for people that don't know. These sellers are in their neighborhood right now, and they're looking at all the houses for sale that are not selling. And they're like, we don't know what to do. And so when I first talked to them, I said, guys, just rent your house out. And they're like, that's not what we're not real estate investors. That stresses me out. I go, guys, there's a lot of people. You could just rent that room. You don't need me. You don't need me. But if I do the deal with you, I'm going to do it with no money out of pocket. I'm not giving you $1. You're handing the keys over to your house. And they're like, okay, well, let us think about it. And they came back the next day and go, we really want money down. I go, then I'm not your buyer. And they're like, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. No money down. And so their pain is Kenneth got injured. He lost his job. He lost his income. And now the financial pressure is coming on them. And their payment is a higher payment for their current income level. Obviously, one of them doesn't have work. And so they're being smart and they're downsizing, and they're going to go rent somewhere in Mesa until they find another house. Pretty freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We are going to bring up an incredible person named Austin. We're going to bring Austin up here, and we're going to show you guys how to generate leads. And I'm going to get you guys taking action today. How many people want to take some action today? Shelly, we appreciate you. You can take off anytime you want, my friend.
Yep, I'm going to go pick up
some kids. Good. Go make that happen. Awesome. Okay, cool. Was this worth your guys' time? Give me a yes if this was worth your time. I go, guys, email
So
everybody.
worth it. Oh, am I still on?
Hold on. You are still unmuted. This is awesome. Tell me your experience on that, by the way. You're unmuted.
I think that was absolutely awesome. My favorite part was when you explained what you were going to do with their house. I mean, it was the only thing that was missing was a bowl of popcorn. They were all in. It was amazing. And I think it just solidifies their trust, in you, or them trusting you to do the right thing. Like, I mean, you killed it.
Can I tell you why I'm so good at this business?
Please do.
The number one reason is because I genuinely love people. That's it. That's number one. Okay. Well, I'll tell you guys the story about that tomorrow, but I genuinely love people. I love getting that helper's high of giving them a solution that nobody else could give them. And creative finance is that solution, which is awesome. But then also understanding how to make money in a situation like this is incredible. We'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow. But the second reason why I'm so good at this business is what we're going to talk about next, which is I do not waste my time on Zillow leads or stupid things. How many people are guilty of wasting your time looking at stupid things on Zillow or Redfin or Realtor.com or Facebook groups? You don't know how to actually find pain. And that's what we're going to do today. Okay. So, Tia, you want to hang out with me for a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I like you. Are you a black lady?
Am I a black lady?
Yeah. Are you a
Can you
black lady?
tell by my voice?
I can tell by your voice. Are you a black lady?
Yes.
Okay. Also, I don't know, where's your accent from?
I'm from Michigan, actually. But my
What?
dad is from, my dad is from
Usually
Birmingham.
usually Michiganders have like really heavy accent. You don't really pick up a Michigan accent.
No, my dad is from Birmingham, Alabama. My mom was raised in Los
Birmingham.
Angeles. Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
been to
So I
Birmingham
got,
in the last like 10 years? That place is incredible.
I have not, unfortunately, but
Oh
I've been
my
a lot of other
gosh.
places.
Okay, well, hang out with me. I love your style. I love your energy. So hang out with me in Austin for a little bit, okay?
Sounds great.
Michigan, huh? Dang. Okay.
Michigan.
Are
But I
you in
have two
Michigan right
sisters
now?
in Arizona. I'm in Michigan right now, but I have a sister who lives in one lives in Mesa, and then the
Yep.
other one in what is the smart city? What do they call it?
It's way out by
Oh,
Buckeye.
yeah, Buckeye. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way out there. It's Buckeye's
Yeah.
like halfway between me and California. Not literally, but it's pretty
Yep.
far out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So Tia, hang out with me. I need a female like chiming in. More importantly, not just a female. What I need is I need somebody who's so new that when Austin is up here and we're talking about generating leads, I want you to be like, but Austin, I think the audience might be missing this point. Do you guys want to generate some leads right now?
Yes.
Okay. Will you kick out Denora De Cardenas, Carly, this knucklehead in the side chat? Just kick him out. Austin Bozak, what's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, Pace? I'm good. How
Okay,
are
so
you?
everybody, Austin is on my education team. I have a big education company. As you guys can imagine, we're a large education platform, largest educator in the real estate space. The only community in real estate is the SubTo community, and everything that encompasses, right? You got Gator, top tier TC, Zero Down, Owners Club, the community, right? And Austin is on that team. He helps out with the tech. But more importantly, I sent him a text message and he goes, bro, what do you need right now? Why are you texting me? And I said, I need you to drop everything you're doing. And I want you to pull a list of leads for everybody on the training today. How many people want to stick around to learn what Austin does to pull some lists? And then we're going to give you guys homework and we are going to give you lists. Austin, did these lists that we're pulling, did they cost us our company money?
Not beyond what our free
Subscription is?
subscription costs. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it did
No.
cost us money. We pulled it from our subscription costs.
Yeah.
I want
Exactly.
people to know that we spent money on them. That's what I want them to know.
Oh yeah, it was super expensive.
Okay. Dude's got dry humor. We love it. Okay, so Austin, what did you do? I sent you a voice memo and I said, hey, let's pull like 15 states of leads. And I kind of gave you some homework. What amount of leads did you get and what states did you pull?
Depended on the state that I was pulling from, but it was anywhere between 300 and 500 leads per state. I was pulling the specific list that I was pulling, and I'll pull up Deal Sauce and show everybody how I did this here in a minute. But the specific list that I was pulling was 90 plus days on market, 15 minimum of 1,500 square feet. And then the final thing was, what was the final thing? Now I'm
Listed.
blanking out here.
Probably just listed. 100 days market, listed. Low equity. Did you do low equity?
Low equity. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
it depended on what, how many leads we were getting. I've changed the equity a little bit, but they were all low equity leads.
Okay,
as well.
cool. So Austin, give me a couple minutes. You and I have never done any education or lives together. So hang with me. I want to make sure people understand what we're about to get into. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody understands the seller I just brought up here, right? We understand what was going on with the seller. They had low equity on their house, which is why they're willing to hand the keys over. How much money is the seller getting from me in this transaction? Give me the answer in the side chat. You just met them. Normal people with great jobs. She works at Merrill Lynch. These are people who are not in foreclosure. He is a journeyman electrician. They just realized their house is too much for them. How much money am I giving them? And by the way, people that are new to me today, are you mind blown that you can get a house with no money out of your pocket, no credit check, no bank, no license? Are you blown away today? Give me a mind blowing thing, or yes, I'm blown away, because we in the SubTo community, this is normal for us. Okay. So sometimes I don't get a lot of love from my SubTo community. They just think it's all just normal. They're all just getting free houses left and right. And they just grew so used to it. Okay, cool. So low equity in this situation. We'll kind of walk through this with you. Let's say that somebody's trying to sell a house for $375,000 and they hire a real estate agent to sell that house for them named David, which is exactly who we are talking about. So Melissa and Kenneth are over here and they go, hey, Melissa and Kenneth, we're going to decide we're going to go hire David. David goes and lists this property for $375 and he gets an offer for $375. In the side chat, everybody, if Melissa and Kenneth owe $350 on the house and David just sold it for $375, how much money will they get in their pocket? Watch in the side chat. There's going to be at least, okay, somebody says 25. Okay, see the people that say 25K in the side chat? Guys, they are going to lose about $12,500 on this house because they're going to have to pay commissions to David, commissions to other agents, etc. Hey, Carly, will you watch the LaShawn Thomas people, the ones that are like the 6'7" people? Just kick them out. Got to watch them. Just kick them out. Thank you so much. I'll pause the side chat and we'll kick that person out. So they're going to lose about $12,500. And so when I come along and I say, hey, why don't you just let me take over the payments on the house and give you $0, 0 down, $0. I don't owe you any money. And I just take over that house. Can we all get a thumbs up emoji on this right now? And I know there's people over on YouTube as well, but can we get a thumbs up emoji right now? We understand what this means is that these sellers, there's hundreds of thousands of these sellers all over the country. Now, do I only buy deals from people that are on low equity? No, I buy high equity. I buy houses that are paid off free and clear. I buy all sorts of different things, but this is a really good one for you to understand why sellers will just hand the key of their house over to us. Now, Austin has gone above and beyond. He said, all right, well, we found people with low equity, right? People that are willing to hand their keys over. But how do we know they're interested in selling? Is we're going to go to on market, right? So that means that the listing agent, there's an agent involved, a David is involved. And how do we know the agent is going to be willing to talk to us? Is we're going to talk to these agents only once they've been on the market for 90 days. Okay. So for my real estate agents in the side chat, how many of you guys appreciate me as an investor? I'm not going to bother you for the first 90 days of your listing. Say yes if you're a real estate agent. You don't want investors to bother you. Okay. Angie Milanazzo, good to see you, sister. I love you. Okay. So they say yes. Okay. So they say, yeah, I don't want to see you calling on my listings for the first 90 days. Does everybody understand why you should not be bothering a seller for the first 90 days? Okay. You don't want to bother the agent because they're going to, sometimes you guys think we're just going to call any seller. We're not. We call only sellers that are in pain and actually can benefit from what we bring to the table. Okay. So that's the list that Austin is pulling right now, is he's pulling that type of list. So he pulled low equity, 90 days on market, listed with real estate agents. Give us a thumbs up or a yes that we understand that Austin went and got us some high quality leads that are just like Melissa and Kenneth. So when you think about these leads, I want you to think about Melissa and Kenneth being on the other side of these going, I wish somebody would just take the keys to my house. Now, again, please understand, how do we make money on these houses? We talked about this a couple of days ago. I'll talk a lot more in depth about this tomorrow, but today we're going to try and wrap up in the next 20 to 30 minutes, and we're going to give you some homework leading into tomorrow. Okay. How do we make money on this? We make money on this by either A, I could actually sell the contract to a family right now to take over that house for probably 20, maybe 30, potentially upwards of $40,000. Do you guys think, give me a thumbs up if you guys think there's families out there that would love to avoid banks and get a 4% interest rate, and I could just sell the contract to them. They could move in that house and give me 20 grand instead of going to a bank, or instead of qualifying, or instead of having to have a W-2 2-year history. There are so many people like that that would love to have this house, right? So I could sell this contract to either a family that's going to live in there, or I could sell it to an investor that is going to do what I'm going to do, or B, okay. Actually, I should say A. Here, watch this. I'm going to do something different. Watch this. If I'm brand new, this seems really, really challenging, right? Let's say everybody in the side chat, I know Carly has to keep pausing because we got this idiot in the side chat keeps getting kicked out. Would you guys love if all you had to do is set appointments for somebody like me and I would just close deals for you? Okay, so one of the first ways you can make money in situations like this is actually just setting appointments for people like me. Okay, Now, do you guys watch these calls and you're like, wow, I want to become PACE, but this seems actually somewhat intimidating. I don't know that I'm ready to do that quite yet. So what's my first step? The first step is actually set appointments for people like me. And if you guys want to learn how to set appointments for people like me, I will show you how to do that tomorrow. And you guys can just do appointment settings and make money that way. Okay. Now, if you are setting appointments and getting paid in the process, right? Baby steps. Okay. No, it's not bird dogging. That's really, I think you misunderstood what bird dogging is. You should maybe go watch a YouTube video on bird dogging. Cool. So a lot of you guys are sitting here going, well, this is really intimidating, right? I'm pausing the side chat for just a couple of minutes, but you can go and set appointments and make, I don't know, $2,500 a deal, right? Or maybe $5,000 a deal. I just paid somebody on a deal. Let's see, we paid them we just paid somebody $40,000 on an RV park, and all they had to do was set an appointment for us. So we just closed on this RV park. It's called In Town RV Park in Northern California. Look it up. We just closed on it, I think like 3 weeks ago. In Town RV Park. A brand new student in my community set an appointment to talk to the seller, did not have to overcome objections, handle paperwork, do any of that stuff. They made $40,000 just a couple of weeks ago. Okay. So could you, thumbs up, if you believe you can, could you set appointments by taking leads like this and then just literally texting them and going, hey, I work for an investor. Do you have time to talk to the investor that's interested in this property? If you do that, that's a great way to get started in this business. There's really nothing stopping you. There's no risk. There's no, need or fear of failure whatsoever. So that's a really great way, and something you could do with these leads that we're going to give you. You could just set appointments for other people inside my community. So that's A. B is you could do these deals when you're ready and make, probably $20K to $40,000 selling this to a family. You're just selling the contract. Or C, you can do what I'm doing, which is, heck, you could have your parents live in this house, or what if you just bought a house and stopped renting? Okay. You could take over this house. Or D, we could turn this into a rental of some sort, and it could be a rent by room. Okay. Like a co-living. Or it could even be a midterm rental, which I really like for this particular house. Okay. Or we could even do what's called an Oxford house. Oxford house is like sober living, battered women shelters, those types of things. Well, that's not what today's training is about, but give me a thumbs up if I've covered how we make money with these leads that we're about to show you. And these leads that we're going to give you literally are the Melissa and Kenneths all over the country. I've shown you the Melissas and Kenneth. These are not fake people. I just brought them on the Zoom with you. I don't know what better training anybody could literally ever do for you. I don't know what better training, other than coming to my office and just doing deals with me in person. I don't know what better training you could ever receive. Now you know the people behind these leads. We're going to give these leads to you because you now understand how you would make money with these leads. And Austin is now going to take over the show. Austin, you've got those qualifications for those leads. What were the 15 states you pulled the leads from?
Let's see, the 15 states. Let me pull up the sheet. It was Arizona, Colorado, California, Florida, Georgia, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas. Then my friend Justin Tumanowski helped me out with a couple here. Let's see.
I love Justin.
No Michigan.
Now see, I'm from Ohio, Tia, so I'm not a big Michigan fan,
What? That's because you suck.
Hey, we'll see. Who won the last championship? And then we have Virginia and New England.
Okay, cool. So we got Virginia, New England, and all those others. We've got those lists. Now, how do you think we should divvy these up? Because these are not people in our private community. And in the private community, I do way more Zooms and way more trainings. I don't have time. Usually the people that are, I call them the freebies, the people that are like always just getting free training, they get overwhelmed by us doing too many hours. And so I try and wrap up the trainings with them at 2 hours instead of like 4, 6, or 8, which is what I do with other people. I don't have a lot of time to like sit there and go, hey, here's a lead for you. And here's a lead for you. How would we suggest we hand these leads out to 1,500 people today? Is there any idea you have?
Yeah, so on the back end, whenever the Zoom is over, we're going to pull the entire attendee list, minus the clowns who were in the chat. We'll keep those out. And then we'll send, we have this Google sheet. It's going to be divvied up by state, but then we're also going to label it like, from like we're gonna do in alphabetical order basically. So we're gonna go by first name, and I'm just gonna label each one of the sheets based on like A through say C is Arizona, and then D through whatever, and then we'll just go down the line. And so everybody will get this link to this Google sheet. You won't be able to edit it, but you will be able to view it. And so you're just going to go to the specific tab that has your specific, range of name, and you can work those leads however, you see fit, or however Pace tells you to work them.
Okay. I have an idea. I have a really great idea. Let's spend the next couple of minutes showing them how you pull these leads. So they have that, so they can do that in the future. And then I'm going to tell them exactly how they should have homework. And then we're going to follow up tomorrow, and we're going to get maybe me on some of these calls you're going to set appointments for. Would you guys like to see how the list gets pulled? You guys are going to receive the list, and I'm going to give you homework tonight, which is step 3. And then tomorrow I'll actually follow up and make some of the calls out of the people that set appointments for me. So you can see 0 to hero. Like, how do we go from having no leads to having a closer on the phone? How many people feel like that would change your life if you could just watch that happen? Pretty simple, right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Pretty simple. It's like this business is so simple. You just need somebody like me, a closer that can actually just get on the phone, and you can be like, dude, I set that appointment. I set that appointment. That was my appointment. Okay. So, Mr. Austin, let's pull that list. Let's show people. I give you co-host, so you should be able to screen share.
All right, cool. Let's see. Can you see this?
I sure can.
Cool. All right. So I am on Deal Sauce. If you don't have Deal Sauce, it is the best platform around to pull leads. So highly recommend. You can get it at dealsauce.io. So what you do is when you first sign in, you're going to be taken to probably to this page, and this is where you can filter down to those specific filters that we were discussing earlier. And so let's see, let's do Tennessee. If I'm in Tennessee, or if I'm investing in Tennessee, I'm going to just search Tennessee. There we go. It pulled all of this up. Pace had this up earlier, so you've all kind of seen this a little bit anyway. But then here's where all the magic happens. We're going to
show me the magic. I need to see the magic.
We're going to click on the filter button right here at the top. And in this case, what I was doing was I was taking off the condo option, townhome option, and the other option. I was leaving multifamily and apartment. And then what I was doing is coming down here, starting at square feet here in property features, and doing a minimum of 1,500 square feet.
He's doing that because we like co-living a lot, guys. Just FYI, a lot of our community members, our private community, are doing co-living, and co-living requires at least 1,500 square feet. So he's being smart about it.
Yeah, and that's also the reason that I left multifamily and apartment as options as well.
And got rid of condos.
Correct. And then down here on the equity area, I think when you first come in here, it'll probably default to loan to value. So just make sure you change it to equity. And then you want to go with a max of, whatever you deem to be low equity. It was dependent on the state, but I'll just say at 20% right here. And then right here on listing information, I'm going to go days on market and 90 plus. So you're going to see this number right now. It's 168,000. When I choose this 90 days plus, you're going to see we just dialed in a really specific list of people that we can talk to. So that took it from 168,000 down to 3,700. So if I click see results, that gives me 3,700 properties in all of Tennessee that meet our criteria. From there, you can view this by the hundreds, And what you want to do, assuming that you want to export these and, you know, put them into your CRM or LOI blaster or some other form to reach out to these people in mass, what you're going to do is change that to 100 and then click this checkbox at the top. And you'll see this thing up here, my leads, it automatically changes to 100. So then, you know, I'm just going to do a couple pages here. I'll go to the next page. Click the box again. Now it's 200 leads. And then we'll just say that I'm shooting for 300 right now. I'll go to the next one, click that. Now I have 300 leads here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my leads. There we go. And the key here is to click on my leads and then click send to portfolio in this specific case. Because we're doing the days on market, it's obviously something that we are targeting people who have real estate agents involved. And so, you know, there is a whole thing about giving out agent data and stuff that we basically had to work around with Deal Sauce. And so the way that we did that workaround was now you have to come into my leads, click send to portfolio here at the top. It's going to ask you if you want to do that. You just click that again. And then what that's going to do is that's essentially going to cross-reference the list of agent data that we have on the back end. And that is going to prepare a special export for you that includes the agent data, like the email and the phone number, et cetera. And then, you know, from there, you can export that list. You can put that into your CRM or whatever you're using. This is the next step. So, you know, you can create a new portfolio, or you can use an existing portfolio. In this case, I'll just call this Tennessee low equity 90 plus DOM. Create portfolio. You want to make sure this is going to default to no. Just make sure you change it to yes so that it does download the agent data. Click save. And then that'll take, you know, a couple minutes probably to prepare that export, cross-reference the data that we have, all that stuff. And then you'll get an export. It'll have all the data that you need. And then you can upload that into whatever CRM or whatever you are using to do your outreach.
Are you telling me that you did this for everybody that is on this live right now?
I did do this for everybody, yes.
Bro, guys, he spent his whole day building a list for all of you guys. We're going to divvy it out alphabetically. How many people want me to give you some homework? If you want some homework, say homework in the side chat. I don't know if everybody in here can spell homework. I don't know. Is homework one word or two words? I don't know. Guess what? I can tell you this. You don't need to know how to spell homework to be able to do a lot of deals. So it don't matter. Okay. All right. So, ooh, that's interesting. Is it home work or is it homework? Because if I'm working on my home, that's home work. If I'm working on my task that my teacher gave me, that's homework. Now I'm confused.
It's deep.
How about this? I'll give you homework to do at your home, which will then become homework at your homework. Is that right? No, that's not right. Okay. So it's deep, guys. I'm losing my mind here. It don't matter. So we spent, let me give you guys an understanding. So this costs on average, when we pull a list of 3,700 people, it costs us about $370 to pull phone numbers and do what's called skip tracing. So just Tennessee alone is going to cost us about $370 in lead cost. Okay. There is a subscription to this software, which we're not selling you. We're just going to give this stuff to you for free. Okay. We're not trying to sell you any of this stuff. Okay. We are going to give you some homework and we are going to spend the money for you guys to get these leads for free. All right. And what's going to happen is you will get tonight, you're going to get an email based on your, Liliana says, script, please. Give me a second, lady. My gosh, Liliana, relax. Okay. James Perone says, can you do it again? No, but you can rewatch it again. We'll send out the replay, my friend. You'll go back and rewatch it. 99% of you guys are never going to want to do what Austin just did. How about I just give you the leads? How about I just do it for you? You're not going to do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Austin, you're the best.
Okay.
Even though you're from Ohio.
Tia, tell me the truth, honestly. About halfway through his presentation, you're like, wow, this is really boring. And the words he's saying is I'm falling asleep. Is that true?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, so the fact is you guys need people around you that can just pull these leads for you because you're going to fall asleep on those things. People like me prefer to be on the phone. I don't want to be on the computer. So I need an Austin that wants to do that part so I can do my part. And so we brought Austin to you. So give us a thumbs up as a thank you to Austin. Now, Austin, repeat for me before I let you go, because I'm going to give them homework and I'm going to give them a script. Repeat for me what we're going to do tonight via email and how is that going to work? Because you said it once. I know one thing in life. You can't say anything just one time because there's always 30% of people that didn't pay attention the first time.
Yep. 100%. Yeah. So what we're going to do is everybody stay patient, because when the Zoom ends, it's got a process. It's got a whole nice long thing that it does. Once that's over, we can pull the attendee report. So if you've attended this Zoom, then we will pull your name. We will then put you into our email provider. We have this Google Sheet link prepared, ready to go. We're going to send that email link to everybody who has attended this Zoom call. That Google Sheet will be divvied up based on first name. You're going to find which tab fits into your first name, and then you're going to work those leads. Pretty simple. Just look out for the email, but be patient.
And the real estate agent's information is going to be on there. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, cool. So Austin, I appreciate you. Thank you for dropping everything today. I know you had 1,000 things you're working on. You also were with me in San Antonio last week, and you were helping out all over the place. And here you are showing up, making it happen. You dropped everything you're doing to make sure that these people were loved on and appreciated. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So here's our homework. Okay. We are coming back here tomorrow. We've got a 4-hour training tomorrow, not 2 hours. Today, we're going to wrap up in 2. Why is tomorrow going to be longer? Well, I'm going to show you guys the steps on how to get your first deal done, how to just repeat what I did this week with this one lead and this one seller that I could make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on, how to just repeat that over and over and over. I'll teach you guys that tomorrow, but I'm also going to do a lot of Q&A tomorrow. So to wrap up the week, we'll do some Q&A and hopefully help you guys send off into, free land the right way and just love on you. So let's give you guys some homework. Tonight, for everybody, here's what you do. Okay, so Jennifer Lindsay, the lady that is disabled, the lady that I helped last week, I flew to San Antonio and I pulled the exact same list for her, but I only pulled it for a very specific small area. So listen to me, because this is a story that helps you know what to do and the expectations of what to do. So I know a lot of my engineers, they don't like stories. They want to be told exactly what to do. And then the second I tell them what to do, they then go, well, why am I doing that? And can you tell me more information? So I'd rather just be like a normal human being and tell you a story. So you go, oh, it worked for her. That makes a lot of sense. You gave me the numbers. Okay, great. That's all she did. Yep, that's all she did. So I'm going to give you a story. So you engineers, just sit down, put your calculators down, maybe throw your Android to the side, whatever it is that you got. I don't know. You got a Motorola or something. You're a weirdo. We know it. And just pay attention to a story. Okay. So last week I flew to San Antonio and I spent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with a lady named Jennifer Lindsay. Jennifer Lindsay, this was literally last week, was my second character in my book that I'm writing called Zero to Hero. Okay. And if you guys ever want to buy my next book, it won't come out until next year. But if you want all the recordings from this book, I'm doing a book, of course, but there's going to be video companion guide. So every chapter is going to be every day of every thing that I did with Jennifer, like unfiltered, all of the video, everything I said, the food we ate, all of that stuff. If you ever want all of those recordings, you pre-order the book, go to pacesnextbook.com, pacesnextbook.com. The book is $29. You get a full book. You get a ticket to a live event that I'm doing, and you get all the recordings from Maddie. You get all the recordings from Jennifer, and you get all the recordings for my next 3 characters that I have not released yet. You get all of those recordings. So it's like 5 courses all in one. And it's literally me picking her up from the house, me making her setting her first appointment, me going to the first house, getting the contract, all of those things. I do that for $29. And then the money that we make goes to homelessness. So we will make probably a couple $1 million on that book over the course of 5 years, I'm sure. And so all of that money will just go to homelessness, and we'll give you all that video companion guide for free. Okay. So Jennifer was my second character. And on Monday, what we did is we ran a list very similar to what we just did with Austin. And I got 126 houses that fit that list. I told Jennifer, we don't need us to text all of these people. So I said, I want you to spend 1 hour today setting appointments for me. Just send a text message to 30 people, these 30 real estate agents. And I'll tell you the script in a minute. So she sent these 30 text messages, and her goal was to just set appointments for me, right? Set appointments for a closer. And that's going to be your guys' homework tonight as well. So stick with me and pay attention. So out of those 30 people, we had 8 replies. And out of those 8 replies, 4 people were willing to talk to me. And out of those 4 people, I talked to all 4 of them. This was now finally Pace is the one handling these phone calls. How many people feel like this is something you could do in real life? You could set appointments for somebody like me. Give me a me if you feel like you could set appointments. Pretty simple, right? I call this orbiting. It's something that we do in our private community frequently. In fact, we're doing a big challenge right now. If you are in the SubTo community, we are doing a 20-day challenge on how to do more of these, which is really exciting. And if you're not in SubTo, I feel bad for you. You could watch all our YouTube stuff, and that's cool. So what happened is I talked to all 4 of those people. This was from, we timed her on the 30 text messages. Now, again, guys, she's shaking. She can barely speak because she's disabled. It took her 47 minutes to send 30 text messages, and I told her to stop working for the day. I wanted to highlight to people that you can make a lot of money in this business in less than an hour a day. And so every day she spent 30 text messages, and it took her about an average of 45 minutes every single day. Those people reply. I talk to them. Out of those 4 people that reply on Monday, I went to 4 in-person appointments that I set. I set 4 in-person appointments. So out of these 4 houses, I bought 1, SubTo, no money down, and the seller paid the closing costs. Okay, seller paid the closing costs. This went with a real estate agent. The house, the agent, and the seller were the same people. So I didn't have to pay any commissions. I didn't pay any closing costs. The seller paid the closing costs, and this house will turn into a co-living property. It was the first house it was the 25th text message she sent, the first call I made, the second appointment I went on, and it was the first contract we got. That was by Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday we got a contract. So this is the process. The process is when you're brand new, just set appointments for people that know what they're doing, have the credibility, have the contracts, all of those types of things. Okay. That is what you need, because you could spend the rest of your life learning. It's going to go in one ear and out the other. And if you're not actually taking action, you're going to be really stuck. Everybody give me a thumbs up. If you could listen to me all day long, but unless you take action on the list I give you, you're going to have a really hard time. Okay. And you're going to give up, and it's going to be frustrating. Then you're going to watch another video of another influencer that is going to get you excited for 3 weeks. And then you're going to do another influencer, and then you're never going to take any action. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to give you some homework. We're going to see who's an action taker. And this is going to be very opposite of what it feels like to be in the SubTo community. In the SubTo community, you have a tremendous amount of people that help you. You don't have that here. This is a free training. Okay. So we're going to do the best we can. And here's what we're going to do. This is going to be crazy. I don't know that I want to do this, but this is going to be the best we can do. Carly, can you come up here real fast? Can we workshop something? I don't know if Carly's still here with me. Carly, will you come up here and workshop an idea with me? If you're here, Carly, come up and hang out with me. She's like, crap. I'm cooking dinner. I'm doing something. What's up, Carly?
I'm here. Hi.
Okay. So I want to find like the first 5 people that can get an appointment set for me tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay. And what I'm thinking, the bad version of me is going to be like, you just email Carly.
You could email Carly.
That'd be really bad, bro.
You could do that.
I'm wondering if we send like a jot form, or we create a jot form while I'm talking for the next 10 minutes.
We can do that.
And we give that to people and we say, did you set an appointment? If so, here, what's the details, blah, blah, blah. And I let you pick like 2 or 3 of the calls I'll make tomorrow.
Okay, let's do it.
What do you think is the best way? Let's workshop this. What's the best way to do it?
I'm a fan of forms.
Okay,
because
so could you
they're
work on a
easier
form?
to sort through. They're more efficient. I
Okay.
love a good efficiency situation.
Okay, so could we create a
Yes.
jot form in the next like 5 to 10 minutes as I wrap up for the
Absolutely.
day that we give to everybody at the end, that's how they submit their lead. And then I'll let you decide which one of the calls I'm going to make tomorrow.
Okay, I love it.
Is that cool?
Let's do it.
Is this too much pressure?
No, not at all.
People are calling you right now saying, I got a lead.
That's
Carly,
Alex. That's Alex. He can wait.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
If you could, that'd be great. You can turn your camera off, but I'm going to keep you up here for a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna go turn my camera off. I'm gonna go create. Is there anything in particular? We need just the basics, right?
I need
want
seller's
anything
name,
that's
or I
beyond
need the
basic?
agent's name, agent's
Agent.
phone number, address of the house. That's all I need.
No comments.
Bro, what do they know about comp? What are they going to give me information I don't like? I
Keep
can't
it
figure out on the
simple.
call.
Okay.
I don't want them doing any fact finding. I'll do all the fact finding.
I know you don't even want any information. Okay.
I honestly don't even love having the address.
I
most
know.
of the time I don't want the address, but
You're-
the newbies are their minds are gonna be blown. So let's go.
Okay.
Agent's name, maybe any comments like agent was rude. I would love to be able to tell the audience like, hey, the guys, we're gonna call an agent that's super rude right now. That'd be cool.
Okay.
But don't give me the history of the house. I don't want the history of the house. I want to find that out authentically. So give me like any agent notes, like agent personality notes.
Okay.
Was a dick, was super nice. Wow, this person's freaking cool, right?
Okay.
So agent name, agent personality notes, agent's phone number, and then the address to the house. Because I already know the list is fire, right? The leads are fire. They're 90 days on market. They fit our criteria. They're low equity. Like they're already great leads. I don't need to know anything about it other than just, is the agent a dick? Would be nice to tell people like this
make
guy's
that the
going to be a
question.
dick.
Check yes or no.
Yes, check yes or no.
Is the
Dick,
agent
yes
a
or
dick?
no.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Carly's going to give us that jot form. She's going to build that right now. And then I'm going to
gonna
give you
build
guys
it
a
right now.
script on what to do. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go camera off. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah. Go camera off. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So with Jennifer Lindsay, everybody keeps asking me what beef jerky I'm eating. It's God made this jerky. I'm telling you. I've been eating this for 20 years. Take a screenshot of this. Far West Outfitters. I know the owner. I almost bought the company, but it's just too small of a company for me to care about. But man alive, that's great. It's the best beef jerky. You can only get it in Utah, sadly. Okay, so here's the script. Let's talk about the script. When Jennifer was reaching out to these real estate agents, remember, we had 126 real estate agents in San Antonio that fit the same criteria of the leads that you guys are getting. Same exact criteria. They've been trying to sell a house. It's not moving. The sellers don't have a lot of equity. They don't know what to do. And you guys are going to get that. You guys will receive an email from Austin tonight. Has anybody in your life done this much for you? Maybe your spouse giving you a child might be neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Austin will send out the leads to you guys. And here's what you're going to do with the leads. Not tonight, but you'll do it tomorrow. When it's appropriate, don't be texting these real estate agents at 6 o'clock in the morning. Wait till like 8 or 9 in the morning, right? Type of thing. All you're going to do, this is the script I'm giving you. This is going to be so simple for you that you're going to have a really hard time. You're going to have a really, really hard time understanding that you can also do this. You're going to be in disbelief. It's going to be so simple for you. You're going to say, why didn't anybody tell me that this is a way to make money? And I'm going to tell you, this is why my community is the largest in the country or in the world, is because we keep things simple and we get people their first deal very quickly and we get them making money so they can move on to bigger deals. Carly, for example, joined the SubTo community in 2022. So 4 years ago, she's been my good friend. I don't know how many deals she's done. Hundreds. I've bought deals from her. She's incredible. We love Carly. Everybody in our community be doing deals. And the reason being is because we keep it simple. And the biggest challenge with this is that because I make it so simple, you will be in disbelief. So let me tell you before I tell you the script, because right now you're getting ready to write down the script. and you're paying attention. So let me tell you why I like doing it this way and how you provide value to me. I spent the afternoon with my kids for 3.5 hours. I don't want to be the one calling agents and setting appointments. I'd rather be the person that is answering the call because I have gone through that phase. I want to do the harder part. I want to do the part that is challenging for me. You can do the easy part so I can spend time with my kids. That's number one. It saves me time. It's a good thing. Number two, when I'm out on appointments, you are still filling the pipeline. So when I come back to the office, there's more people for me to call. So I'm not wasting my time or my pipeline's not dying. The biggest one that is hard for new people to understand is what I would call the secretary effect. Okay. When you guys go to a doctor's office, does the doctor greet you at the door and the doctor ask you to fill out the paperwork, or does the secretary do that? Obviously the secretary, because it brings more, it gives more perceived value to the doctor, saying he's valuable. You can't just have access to him. And so I have to screen you and qualify you. And I'm expensive. I cost him money. And that's how well he does. And if he does well, you're lucky to be in this doctor's office. Did you guys know that there's psychology behind doctor's offices? It's a sales psychology. They want you to feel lucky to even be in there to justify the rates that they charge. Okay. So this is the secretary effect. Anytime I have somebody else setting appointments for me, my close ratio goes up 15%. So instead of me out of 100 deals, I close 100 deals. If you were setting appointments for me, I would have closed 115 deals. The close ratio goes up 15%. Give me a thumbs up if you feel like you provide value by literally just setting an appointment. You don't have to overcome objections. You don't have to do the paperwork. You don't have to do anything other than this. I'm going to give you the script. Now we've given you the why. Thank you. Carly already has it ready. Carly, you're freaking amazing. On the fly, she just creates something for me. I love it. Okay, so here's the script. Get ready for it. Take a screenshot. I'm doing it audio-wise and video. You can see it on the video. You're going to say, hi. Oops, this is too big. You're going to say, hi, agent. You're not literally going to say agent, by the way. That's just wild. Don't say agent. That's just so wild. Say, hi. Let's say her name is Tammy. I don't know. Every real estate agent's name is different, but Tammy seems appropriate. Hi, Tammy. My name is blank. Okay. Do not put my name, put your name. My name is blank. And yes, this comes from your own cell phone. Yes, you are texting them. Hey, my name is blank and I work for an investor interested in the listing you have. I know my handwriting's horrible. I'm sorry. It's hard on an iPad. My name is blank and I work for an investor interested in the listing you have. Okay, I'll do a little bit better. Do you have time to chat with him today at blank time? That's the whole script. Is there anybody in here that feels like they cannot do this? Give me a yes if you feel like you can do this and a no if you can't. Give me a yes if you feel like you can do this, a no if you can't. And also, anybody in here that lives in a different country that is like, wait, I can do this from another country? Yeah, you can get a Google Voice number. You could use your own cell phone. You could use iMessage. You could do this from anywhere in the world, my friends. That's the script. Somebody just says, where's the script? That's the script. That's the script. I just gave you the script. Somebody literally just said in the side chat, where's the script? This is the entire script. Who are the people on the other side of this? Are Melissa and Kenneth. Okay. Okay. This is so easy. You see how easy I make this for my students? I don't ever do this for the freebies. I don't ever do this for the free YouTubies, the freebie YouTube people. Okay. It is so simple. So here's what we're going to do. You are not, now if you are in SubTo, we're doing this live in the challenge every single day. So you can go into SubTo. You got plenty of people to set appointments for if you're in SubTo. So if you're in SubTo, please don't play in this contest. Okay. If you are, I'm going to say this again. If you are in SubTo in our private community and you are in here, which there's inevitably always 100 or 200 of them that hang out with me anywhere I go, we have a Zoom every morning that you will get paired up with other leaders, and you will have an abundance of time slots, and you'll be able to communicate directly with the person that you are setting appointments for. Please do not do the homework in this training. If you are in SubTo, again, I get a thumbs up that you are not going to be doing this homework. You should be doing all of this inside of the private community where you have an abundance of closers with 1,000 different time slots. Okay, cool. Thank you. This is for the non-community members, the people that are what I call the freebies, the people that just like free stuff and they basically consume for the rest of their lives. I'm trying to show them how easy it is to take action. Okay. So this is your script. Now it's very limited. I don't owe you anything. You are not my student. You are not in my private community. I do not owe you anything. So I'm going to allow Carly, for the people that take action. Here's what's going to happen. 90% of you will not take action. 10% of you will. So I'll have 100 people take action. And out of those 100 people that do this, they're going to get a list of the phones. Okay. You're going to get it in your email. You're going to open it up. You're going to take out your phone and you're going to text the agent this exact script that's on the screen. I'm going to say it for you again for the third time. Hi, Tammy, or whatever the agent's name is. My name is blank, whatever your name is. And I work for an investor interested in the listing that you have. Do you have time to chat with him today at blank time? The time that I want to set is between 3 o'clock and 3:45 PST. Okay. If you can book appointments between 3 o'clock and 3:45 PST, and then here we go, Carly, please put the job form in the side chat for the people that want to set appointments and have me call their sellers tomorrow. Carly, if you could put that job form in the side chat, that is the form to submit your lead. I'm only going to be able to handle 3 or 5 calls tomorrow when we first start. So what's going to happen is sadly, 90% of your guys' appointments are going to go nowhere. I'm just telling you, they're going to go nowhere. Well, Pace, then why would we do it? You would do it because you're going to see that nothing bad's going to happen to you. That's what you're going to see. Even if you don't have a closer attached to you, and I'll show you tomorrow how to get a closer attached to you, and I'll show you how to do deals with me tomorrow. But tonight, I'm just going to tell you the honest truth. I don't owe you anything. I'm giving you this incredible opportunity, and I will make these calls for you, but I can't do hundreds. If you were in my private community, I could do hundreds because I have thousands of closers that I will pair you up with and I will help them. They will help you close those deals. I'm not going to give you access to that, but I will show you how to find some buyers tomorrow and I'll show you how to do that. But tonight, the homework, worst case scenario, if you take these leads that I spent money on every single state, we spent about $370. So 15 states, you're looking at, we spent about $4,500 in pulling phone numbers for you. And we're going to email these leads out to you guys tonight. So we email these leads out to you. 90% of you are going to do nothing with it because you're going to be too scared because you don't have somebody like me attached to you. Some of you are going to go, I'm going to shoot for the wind because what worst case scenario, the agent yells at me via text message, I'll block him. Best case scenario, the seller says, or the agent says, yeah, I'd love to make the call. You submit it on the job form and I don't make your call. You still just learned how simple this business can be. And so even if that agent's like, what the heck, nobody called me, you go, yeah, sorry about that. That's the worst case scenario that could happen. Can I get a thumbs up that we all understand that the worst case scenario? Now, Carly is going to choose, I hope, the hardest leads that you guys submit. How many people are actually going to take action? Give me in the side chat. Who's going to take action tonight? I gave you the leads. I told you, I brought you the seller. I told you who's on the other side of these leads. I paid the money. I brought the training. I did the things, and I'll even open a couple of spots on my calendar for you guys to do this. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's see. Can you kick out Gage Schultz, please? Carly, Gage Schultz, kick him out, please. Anybody that copies and pastes the same exact message 100 times, kick him out. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. That's your homework. I've given you the homework. I've said it 3 times. I've told you a story. Now with Jennifer, this is all Jennifer. This is all Jennifer did. Now, Jennifer was paired up with me. So her and I did 3 deals in, her and I did 3 deals in 12 hours worth of work. That's all this takes. You have not done a deal because you have not done any work. That is literally it. You have never once taken action. Even the people that are like, Peace, I've been trying to do a deal for years. I'm like, no, you've been watching videos about doing a deal for years, but you've never actually taken any action. And so tomorrow we're going to show you guys what happens. We pull the fresh list. We're going to email it to you. You guys in the morning are going to send text messages to these agents. I gave you the script. We rehearsed it 3 different times. That's the whole script. And if the agent's weird or whatever, just ignore them. Move it to the next person. Simple. Okay. Simple. These are the people that can't sell their houses. You are not the one with the problem. They are. Okay. They need you to be patient. 99% of agents are actually very, very cool. And so you're going to get people, yeah, sure, that'd be great. And then submit it into the jot form that Carly just put in the side chat. Again, that is our homework tonight. And if you're one of the 90% of people that are too afraid to take action, then I'll show you guys tomorrow how to get some closers to help you out. And we'll walk through how to get your first deal, even in the situation you're in right now. We're like, I'm not taking action. I need some help. I need some love. I need somebody to help me out. We're going to help you out with that tomorrow. And I want to keep these trainings short because I know the people in like the free audience like to keep things really, really, really short. Their attention span is getting smaller and one day in like 5 years, my trainings are going to be 32 seconds long. And somebody's going to go, why is this so long? I'm not getting a dopamine hit anymore. Right? So you guys know in 2018, I did a 16-hour live, literally 16-hour live in 2018. And somebody was like, that wasn't long enough. So I did another training a couple of weeks later, a 24-hour live. And somebody at the end of that, it was literally from 5 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the morning the next day. No food, no breaks, no nothing. And somebody in that live goes, and you can go back and watch these. These are from like 5-6 years ago. They're incredible. And somebody it goes, really? Only 24 hours? I could listen to this guy all day long. So I did another one for 26 hours and I did 1 letter of the alphabet. Okay. So I did A for an hour, B for an hour, C for an hour. And it was like A, area, B, blast out offers, C, contracts, D, discipline, right? And I would talk about that topic for an hour and it was like the ABCs of real estate. And I've just learned as TikTok has completely fried people's attention span to keep these trainings under an hour and a half or 2 hours because people just can't pay attention. Now, the people that join the SubTo community, their attention span is so much better. And we end up doing 3-hour, 4-hour, 5-hour trainings where we hang out and I call their sellers and we do a lot of fun things. But sadly, that's not this audience. So we're giving you free training today. Hopefully you feel loved on and appreciated. Does everybody in here feel like you were loved on the last couple of days? You feel like you got more today than you've ever gotten from any training? I brought in a seller. I'm giving you guys copies of the videos that I went into the seller's home 2 nights ago, all of the recordings. You're going to get all of those things. We pulled a list of leads for you. I'm giving you homework and I'll even call those leads for you tomorrow. Has anybody ever done anything more? Please show me. I will follow that influencer. I want to learn from that influencer right freaking now. Okay, cool. So we will be back tomorrow. Can you guys tell me, like, honestly, why do you guys show up so late? I start and it's like 700 people are in here. And then within like 45 minutes, it's all the way up to 2,000. Why does everybody show up so late? Oh, work. Okay, cool. I understand that. Okay, well, everybody in the SubTo community, we'll see you guys in the All Abilities Challenge tomorrow. I'll be in there tomorrow in the morning with Caroline. So everybody in SubTo, I'll see you guys in there tomorrow. We're going to be starting to pair you guys up with high-level leaders tomorrow. So I'll see everybody in SubTo in the All Abilities Challenge tomorrow. And everybody not in SubTo, we will see you back here tomorrow. If you are in SubTo, let me do you a favor. Don't come back here tomorrow. It's a waste of your time. Go into the All Abilities Challenge. Tomorrow, we're going to be going through with all the freebies, the people that are not in the private community. And I'm going to show you guys how a lead got turned into a call. And I'm going to show you guys how to handle a call from the very, very beginning. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Carly, thank you for being on top of everything so much. You're incredible. We'll see you guys.